There we go. Welcome to the first episode of Top Guy Theater. I'm your host of sorts, TJ Stevens, at TStevens91 on Twitter. With me today, the man himself, Tony Schiavone's illegitimate son from Sturgis, North Carolina, Karl Mandick. Karl, how are you today?
I'm well, and I do have a picture of said daddy here with just in the body.
Terrific.
Just from a couple of weeks ago. I'm doing well, and then I'm gonna have to just throw it on over to the man from Rhode Island,
Frank Bruno, public enemy number one in the New England area as a Titans fan. How are you today, Frank?
I'm good. I'm doing wonderful, and it's going to be wonderful to watch the Patriots crumble this year. Just throwing that out there.
I think we're all looking forward to that.
Yes.
And even as a Bears fan.
Yep.
By the way, Bears 1-0 against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'll just remind you of that. From New York, Antonio Santos. Antonio, what's happening? Oh, no, you're from Buffalo, the Buffalo area.
No, Rochester.
Rochester.
Yeah.
You're a
What's
Bills
up,
fan. I
everybody?
just assumed.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the captain of the Top Guys, Coach Rosie. Coach, what's happening?
Great day to be alive. I'm really excited. I'm excited about Sasha Banks spending a night in a medical facility. I'm looking forward to her turn.
Don't say hospital.
Yeah, no, I got to follow the script, and I'm super excited for All Out tonight.
Yes.
I'm beyond excited. I have it ordered, Bleacher Report, and all the matches on there. Really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Did Sasha get beat up?
She did. You didn't
Is
see?
this why they're
You didn't watch last night?
Is it
Bailey
why they're
turned.
unionizing?
Bailey turned on her.
Oh, didn't see that one coming.
No, I didn't either, but it did happen. So the topic of today's show, we're going to be watching SummerSlam 1997. Main event, Undertaker and Bret Hart for the WWF title, with Shawn Michaels as your special guest referee. If Bret Hart loses, he can no longer wrestle in the United States. If Shawn Michaels does not count the 3, he can no longer wrestle in the United States as well. All of the Hart Foundation members have very specific stipulations to their match. Brian Pillman has to wear a dress if he loses to Goldust. British Bulldog has to eat dog food if he loses to Ken Shamrock. And Owen Hart Steve Austin would have to kiss Owen Hart's ass if he loses to Owen. Now, Frank, go ahead and show it. You keep showing it off. Just do it. Kenny Omega.
I finally found my overpriced action figure. For $20, Kenny Omega. I found him, and I got one. 1987 at my local Walmart.
Very good. Oh, Frank, Coach left. He's
I had to get mine. We got
2.
Le Champion.
Oh!
Wow.
Nice.
Did you get him at Walmart too, Coach?
Buddy, I don't shop at Walmart. I sent some homeless person in there to get me 2.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we have a poster to show off, so Frank, show us your poster, and then we'll get this show on the road.
So Josh didn't finish the rest of that story. Virgil went in and got a
But it's
bunch
I
of booze.
can't listen.
Everyone's got a price.
I can't find the show poster. Do you want to see the one I was showing you before?
Yes.
This is the 1994. I have 1994 SummerSlam behind me, and this is my 1994 upside down Survivor Series poster.
Very nice.
We'll go back a little bit here.
So rad.
So I the 94 SummerSlam poster, is it Owen and Bret on the poster?
There you go.
There you go. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
And then
Awesome.
that one's unbelievable. That one's really, really good. If anybody knows where I can find a Chi-Town Rumble one, I want that one so badly. God,
That'd be a good one. That'd be
Oh,
good.
hey,
You can do a Chi-Town Rumble if you want.
what do you got?
I can take you down to West Garfield Park and have you meet a couple Vice Lords if you really want a Chi-Town Rumble.
Rosie has trekked areas of Chicago that I could now with you, but before.
I have the right to go on 65th and Martin Luther King and walk through Parkway Gardens. I can walk through there, no problem. Great facility, great housing projects, Karl. I'd love for you to come down with me.
Hell yeah, you kidding me?
Because, if we were to get beat up, I say, I don't know this guy, and then I just walk away.
Yeah.
Oh, so that happens now.
Yeah, just think of Crash Holly defending the 24/7 championship at Funtime USA, except I end up dead. That's basically what it is.
I don't know what to say.
I'll film it. For every show.
You remember that? I love that. By the way, I love when the cameraman goes on the slide on that.
Yes.
One. I don't know why I just thought that. I think it just this time in this era. I know we're not even close to the 24/7 hardcore.
We're actually not too far.
Oh, I guess
We're just a couple months in hardcore title.
Are we? Yeah.
So,
oh shit! This is my birthday. I didn't realize that. August 3rd.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to watch the show?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'll give you a countdown. I will say 3, 2, 1, play.
Wait,
Oh,
I thought it
was on here.
No, you know what? I'm very proud of you for following the letter of the law. I thought it was going to be shared on the screen. So if you'll give me about 10 to 20 seconds, I'll be able to pull it up.
Yeah, give me a minute too.
we had this discussion. Well, for one, I can't record with the SummerSlam playing on it.
Yeah.
You could do it with. Oh no, I guess you couldn't.
Like, hey, all you guys want to watch this show for free? Well, just watch our show.
You want to get?
You don't need a membership. Just watch this.
What are you going to pay $99 for Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather? No, new thing called Periscope. We'll stream the entire thing for you. Just pop it up.
By the way, I need to post something to Eric on Twitter. We were off topic. Greg Gagne posted that dumbass NWA AWA invasion in '95, like that was going to work. I actually have the VHS tape to Super Clash 3.
Is that one from UIC Pavilion or Comiskey?
UIC Pavilion.
Okay.
That was the main event of Von Erich and Lawler. I actually had the Slaughter's on the side.
I love the fact that Von Erich's holding his bicep.
As soon as the match started, she came out bleeding.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to kind of just.
Wow.
What the hell?
Everyone ready?
Yeah, I'm all set.
All right.
No, my Wi-Fi is going slow. Hold on.
Oh boy.
It's going. I got 3 teenagers that do nothing but hang around on.
He even forgot how many kids he had for a second.
Nah, yeah, I tried to. Wow. I guess I just watched this. That's good. Let me just restart it because I did the watch along with Tony and I watched a little bit of it this week to prepare. So I just need to rewind it. But you can go ahead.
Did you watch Hell in a Cell when he watched it?
Yeah, that was the only time I had the time count right on cue with his. I could never get it on.
I never. Right?
Yeah.
That was Halloween Havoc '95. I was dead balls within the entire show.
Oh, was 95? Was it? Which one was his coming out party where he was doing like Mark Marrow and doing the whole?
That was '95.
Okay, yeah, that episode. It's like episode 40, I want to say.
So let's start the show. Now I want to talk about that because that made me fall in love with the show.
I'm ready.
So all right. So 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. National
quick
anthem.
Easter egg that comes up here, and you can't tell me that this is not planted. Wait for it. Hey, pal, get me all misty-eyed. Like, get me kind of real patriotic. And then I want somebody over my shoulder. Yeah, over my shoulder.
I got my Chicago basketball shorts on for you, Karl, today.
Look at this guy.
These are official Nike All-Star Game 2020 limited edition Chicago with the flag and everything on it.
I love those. Wait for Vince. Now look at the sign. Wait for it. Guy in bandana. And wait for it. Misty-eyed. Sign in the back. Bischoff smells Turner's ass.
Oh my God.
You can't tell me that somebody did not have that planted. Like, hey,
all
pal,
are looking all innocent to the left too.
Hold this thing up right over my left shoulder. but I should have my hand over my heart during the anthem. Forget about your damn hand. Hold the damn sign up,
I actually have a different opinion on Lawler there. I think he was looking up in the crowd to try to find a 14 or 15-year-old.
Oh, man.
That was McMahon.
Lord.
I like this one too. I like this. That one was fun. Oh,
I like the music to this.
Oh, we were talking about the voiceover in a perfect world.
Oh, you got to do the voiceover.
I'm not joking you. I found it online. I debated printing it out and doing it word for word, like reading it. But no, this is awesome. This might be the track. I have to hear a little bit of it.
But do it with the Alexa Bliss one running, okay?
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Probably not. I like fans being able. What was it between WCW and WWF at this time? Where like we didn't see a lot of trash throwing in the WWF. Oh yes. Well, not a lot of trash throwing in the WWF, but
you know what's weird was I was telling you guys before we started recording. I watched the Raw before the SummerSlam earlier today, and the show ends with Bret Hart and the Patriot.
Wow.
And Michaels interferes, but when Bret Hart is doing his pre-match promo and, shitting on America and stuff like that, I mean, they're throwing stuff at him in the ring. So I think it just depended on who it was and what the situation was. But yeah, WWF fans definitely picked their spots where WCW was just all the time. Any bad guy was in the ring, they're just going to throw shit at him.
I have an odd, bad taste in my mouth from the Patriot. That is not good how I said that. Let me try that again. When I was a kid, KB Toys, Toys R Us, wherever I could, if we were in the vicinity, I'd want to go and, just see what WWF action figures, I'm
absolutely
12, 11 here. 97, no, it's 12. And it was always just all they had was the Patriot. I felt like everywhere I went, I'm like everything. And I was always Stridex presents. I love the spinning Stridex. But I was always looking for that cane with there was rumored one with a removable mask.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was nowhere. It was always Patriot, Del Wilkes, Patriot. I don't know why. I just vividly remember damn it, can't find that cane.
I forgot until I watched it today that his song would become Kurt Angle's song.
Yeah,
You didn't know that? I always loved that song, and I'm when they released it, I think on the music volume 5, I used to go down my street with my windows down with my boombox blaring,
yes.
Going da-na, da-na, like I was a dork.
Have you heard the metal version of it?
Yeah, I like that one.
With those guitars, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Was that on one of the Uncaged?
I think so.
I think it was on the anthology one.
Oh,
all
right.
Yeah.
While we're getting our introduction from Jerry the King Lawler, Vince McMahon, and JR, I'm going to have some Stillhouse Cherry Spiced Whiskey. I'm getting ready to pour myself one. Cheers, gents.
Cherry Spice. That sounds amazing.
It's really good with Diet Pepsi.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if I could drink Pepsi.
I would say, Bruno, pop, or I know you probably call it soda, whatever, but when you told me about the carbonation thing, I've given up pop pretty much altogether, but there are times that I'm jonesing. I'm freaking I have to have. It is one of the hardest things to give up. Diet, zero, doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that was really tough.
Hunter Hearst Hemsley and pre-surgery China. And Mankind will start us off in the cage. Triple H still coming out to that angelic song. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
But it's not that real light one. It's not Beethoven's Fifth, but it's more of the orchestra. His first one, when it was very harpsichord or whatever that is, that one was not good.
It's a very Beethoven-esque song, yeah.
Well, let me give you a little background on this match. I was 21 at the time. and I love the match coming up, but I have read and heard from Nick Foley that a shot that he took in this match was the hardest hit and hardest bump he ever took in professional wrestling, even worse than falling off at the top of the cell.
Yeah, he said
All
he
right, I
felt
was
it
going
his
to ask
feet.
you that question.
Be prepared. I'm not going to tell you when. I'll give you some.
It is
pre-warning, but-
absolutely. It looks and sounds just as horrific. See, I always thought the worst one was the one that. Do you notice Hunter? His body language changed at least. Like in this era, this is like my favorite Triple H, other than DX. Triple H, like just his like little look once Mankind's like weird music plays, and he just gives that glance, and how lost Mankind looks. Like you don't have to know he's a tortured soul. Like if we were just all watching this and I'm just looking at his body language, it's like, where am I? What's happening? But he's so good. I don't know. He's just so fucking good.
Hunter catches a lot of shit, and some of it, I guess, rightfully so. But I've always been a huge Hunter fan since he first debuted in the company in '95. And I think part of it is because Mick Foley is my guy. Like, he's my favorite ever. It's not even close. And Hunter always made Mick look like $1 million. Like, to me, he sold better for Mick than he probably sold for anybody. And I always go back to when they're leading up to Royal Rumble 2000, and Mankind, he's got the bloody office shirt on, and he says he doesn't want to have a street fight with Triple H, but I know someone who does. I'm pretty sure you know him, and he starts taking his shirt and his mask off, his Cactus Jack. The way Hunter is selling him in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
And Mick's even said, if Triple H is straight-faced in the ring, the angle's dead. But he acts like a ghost just showed up. And it made the match. It set it up perfect. And Royal Rumble 2000 is my favorite. I love that match to death. It's such a great match.
One of my all-time favorites. I agree with you on that.
With you on that. Now,
great heel work by Hunter right there.
It's like classic shit heel move, right?
Yep. Just trying to get out the door.
Look at the cage itself. Like, I don't know how good everybody's resolution is, but that thing is just all scraped up. Like, it's so...
Looks like it's rusting.
Yeah, it is. It's like...
I would bet you that's the same cage as Hogan and Bundy from WrestleMania
Probably.
2.
Believe it is. Speaking
And
of
from the Funhouse Playhouse match they had at WrestleMania.
Oh, that's right. They had it out then, too.
Do you prefer the blue cage over the cage they use now?
I'm not a big fan of cage matches personally because I think they've been gentrified. I'll take a Hell in a Cell, no problem. But anytime there's no top on the roof, not really. Doesn't give me the feels.
The cage
Like,
match has been ruined over the last.
Hasn't been as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
I
Cage
prefer the
matches
blue
used to
one
mean
'cause I grew
something.
up with it.
You know, cage match is like, oh shit, this is it. Like somebody has to win tonight. And there's just been so much shit that's happened, and some of it, Big Show and Big Show's debut against McMahon and Austin's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Did they paint it black for that one, but it was the same one?
It was the same one as black, yeah. I think that was its last appearance.
Yep.
Believe
Austin
so.
McMahon.
Went to took my little brother to Dave and Buster's. So we're like, the way ours is set up, it's like there's like an upstairs where the arcade and everything is. So we're going there, going to play some games, but they have like a charity auction table where you just write down a bid for something. I'm like, well, no chance I'm going to win this. And it didn't say what the starting bid is, nor will I see what it actually paid for it, but it was vastly underneath it. And there's cool sports stuff. Maybe you see like Larry Fitzgerald signed jersey. I look over and I looked at him and he goes, oh no, Karl, don't. So this Hulk Hogan, King Kong Bundy, and the blue cage signed. I went up to the manager. I'm like, what do you want for that? Like straight up, like I'm not even gonna write anything down. How much you want? I will go to an ATM right now. I will give you my left foot. I want that. I'm like, I need that, like now.
I really wish King Kong Bundy 96 never happened.
Oh, God.
Because King Kong Bundy was so goddamn good. So good.
Was that a WrestleMania match, too?
Yeah, Undertaker. Bundy, Undertaker, WrestleMania 12.
Have they ever found his neck, King Kong Bundy?
Well, he's dead, so they're not going to find it now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did they do, like, before they put him in the ground, did they make sure he actually had a neck, or was it just one head?
By the way, he also had the greatest nickname I've ever heard, the Walking Condominium.
I love that.
They should definitely, those are good research studies for Johns Hopkins. Dave Silva, King Kong Bundy, no neck. I love Dave, by the way.
Any bitch will do.
Yeah.
When he was saying that on his
I was dying.
Ask Silva, he's like, any bitch can get it. I'm like, oh, that's because I actually got a question asked on the show, my first time ever, and that was his answer to it. Any bitch can get it. I'm like, okay.
I remember that. So the only question I've had that's actually been answered in any of the show, I think it was Ask Conrad 7. I asked, with his relationship with Dave Meltzer, if he thought Bischoff was as honest as he appears to be on the show. Essentially, I was asking if he thought Bischoff was lying. And essentially, Conrad's answer was, it depends on what it is.
I don't know. I haven't read it. Oh, man.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Why did it look so rough?
Because it was.
Oh.
Now, I could be mistaken. Have we seen another superplex off a cage?
I don't know if it was the first.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
And again, the new
Like,
cage obviously is, very in the hell themselves. Well, they barely do cage matches. I don't know when the last time I saw one was in WWE, but like this one is just straight up. There's like no give. I feel like. Do the New Age Outlaws come out here? Is this the one where they handcuff him?
No, that was on a Monday Night Raw.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it was the Raw after WrestleMania 14.
Yeah, when they were forming DX again.
That was the big blue cage also.
Was that Chainsaw Charlie coming out of a box?
Yeah. He's a heel.
I didn't want to say it. It didn't. He's wearing his Cactus Jack, like WCW tights on underneath.
Yes. He did for most of his I know with this outfit he wore most of the time. With the sweatpants, I'm not sure. Good Lord. And I think he wore it because it was a full body singlet, so you didn't have to worry about his stomach hanging out or anything like that.
Lord, why are they showing this again? Oh,
man. Could you imagine, like, I always wondered, like, what's Mick's last word before he flips over? Don't you fucking drop me? Like, what does he say?
I don't know if he. Yeah, don't drop me on my. Does anybody know the name of that superfan that he's sitting front row? He's always in a cut off white.
Yeah, the super tan guy with the blonde hair.
And doesn't he have glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in like everything.
What the hell does Conrad call him?
The other viral GIF is the one from the kid. He's got like it looks like somebody took like a soup bowl and just put it over his head and then cut his hair.
Yes.
And he's like going crazy. I can't remember what show that's from, but that one is, if you type in WWE fan GIF, it's like one of the first ones that.
Do you know what superfan is not talked about nearly enough? And you WCW guys will remember this guy, the Hogan superfan.
Oh,
every Florida show.
He used to go to WWF ones too. He's at the. I know who you're talking about. He's at Survivor Series 91.
Yeah, he's the Hogan superfan. Actually, I saw him at one of the first NXTs when they were airing it on the network. He was there.
As Hogan?
In his Hogan gear, yeah.
Oh my God.
One dude, I want to know how he gets the same seat every time as the dude in green smiley face shirt.
Green, and then the guy with the long hair who's like a couple seats down from him. Yeah.
So I think the answer is not as magical as we all like to think. I think those seats are paid for by other people.
Yeah, because it's impossible to have the same seat every time.
Yeah, I think those guys work for like an advertising thing, and then they get those seats.
Did it do for just kind of open-ended for everybody, just seeing some fans and knowing that there'll be some fans there tonight for All Out? Does that do anything for, I know it's not super loud, but like, just, I'm going to be interested to see how they incorporate them crowd shot wise and whatnot. I mean, that at least has some intrigue to me. I'm
not even concerned about the noise. To me, it just represents like we're getting there. It's a start. And I think that itself is big.
Let me take it from another perspective. The crowd's not for us. The crowd's for the talent, for the wrestler.
Sure.
Because I think that they've said it a million times that they feed off of the the hypeness of the crowd. And when Jericho came in on Dynamite, he took a second and he looked around like it was the first time he's been in like one of his first matches. And people were singing his song and he was digging it. And he gave us a squash match against Joey Janela. I mean, he looked good. And I know he fed off the crowd that night.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way,
that was a lot of blood.
Props on AEW for actually having a squash match. That's something that they haven't done very well.
And rubbing the blood on the white Orange Cassidy shirt. Yeah. How that's not on, how they've not started selling that, or if they have at Pro Wrestling Tees. That one I would buy. The blood soaked one is amazing. Like I was like, that's.
I just want to say, I don't typically agree with hitting ladies, but China, in this era, she would like go off and like she's grabbing Mankind's face and they punching him in the nuts. Like I really just want Mankind to just choke the shit out of him.
Yeah. You know what's odd too about this whole China dynamic is she gets a lot of shit, and now that I'm older, rightfully so, from Jim Ross and Bruce Pritchard because she refused to wrestle other women, and I get that. But 12-year-old me watching this in 1997, I never thought of that once. The only thing I ever thought with China when she was interacting with the guys was like, this chick's legit, dude. Like she kicked somebody's ass.
Holy crap.
Oh, I thought that too. I always thought that
too. A tree of woe from the top of the cage.
Yeah.
That was the same.
So I can't remember if it's the pay-per-view after this one, a Survivor Series. They have a triple threat cage match for the IC title. It's Mankind, Triple H, and Ken Shamrock, which is equally bananas. No, actually, no, I lied. I'm sorry. It was Mankind, The Rock, and Ken Shamrock.
Her back is asinine. I don't understand how your back is it. I mean, I get that she's probably got some, stuff going for her, but still, that's just so
probably ridiculous. Has stuff going for her.
And to think like 2 years later, they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to need a kitchen sink for what? You and Jarrett. Yeah. Oh, okay.
What was that called? The country living match?
Oh, good housekeeping match.
Good housekeeping match. That's what it was. Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember because we've been talking about the Big Blue Cage.
Ooh.
For some reason, the first match I can think of with the Cyclone Fence Cage is Rikishi and Val Venus. Please tell me that was not the first one.
Wait, like the new mesh one with
because Shawn and Taker Hell in a Cell is right after this. It's 2 months from now.
Yeah, October. Debut of Kane.
The Rock and Triple H had a cage match.
Who? The Rock and Triple H?
And Triple H in '99, I think.
That could be.
For
this thing to finally start moving a little bit, it took both those guys who were like combined over over 500 pounds. If you
Mick's pushing 3.
To finally, oh God, I've always been scared of that spot, because those are just those are so taut. Like I don't know if you missed that by anything.
That's the one. Well, that's the one spot I still can't
That's real good right there by Hunter.
Here it
That's
comes.
actually, it was really, I forgot.
I was
how
just gonna
much-
say, I think the spot coach was talking
Here it
about.
comes.
Yeah, Mick said he could feel this in his feet.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable. I don't know if this is worse or Austin later on, but this is absolutely.
Oh,
Oh, whack-a-boom.
Lordy, I think you guys are a hair ahead of me, but that's okay.
Oh my God.
I think we're all in the
we
same
did
area.
we did the noise.
Oh my God. What ref is that?
Jimmy Corderas.
Oh, I don't know. It was just because.
The Jimmy Corderas.
She's getting up there quick.
When do you think they're going to start putting referees in the Hall of Fame?
Somebody asked that, right?
Yeah.
On Arn.
Yeah, it was Arn.
Did you ask that?
No.
Nope. I asked Arn about his buddy Pee Wee Anderson the first time.
I asked Arn this last time about how he felt with heading into War Games with Sting and Luger against the NWO. And he hated it just as much as I did.
I just
And
asked
I
about
cut a
it.
promo on him and asked about Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
See, the crowd felt the same way I did about China because they're cheering now that her ass got knocked down.
Oh, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to watch her get beat up. But, I mean, to me, she was bona fide. Like, she was legit.
Oh, I agree with you. She's totally bona fide, but she's doing her job because I couldn't stand her.
So, I mean, the first four referees that have to go in, right, it's Tommy Young, it's Earl Hebner,
Earl,
it's Nick Patrick, who's vastly underrated, and probably Charles Robinson. I mean, that's got to be the first four, right?
Who got fired? Wait, did
You think Tommy Young?
Yeah, that was
Charles-
the first one I said.
Charles
Did you say
Robinson?
Teddy Long?
and-
Teddy Long's a good one. Teddy Long's a
Forgetting
damn
about
good
Mike
one.
Chioda.
Mike
No,
Chioda.
it's not.
Yep.
Well, I was just asking, essentially, it was my offhanded way of asking the Mount Rushmore because I hate those questions.
Timmy White. What about Timmy White? Oh,
I
and
lo-
by the way, he owns the Friendly Tap Bar and Grill here in Rhode Island.
I was going to say
Tim White is probably the most underrated of the referees. He was
the guy had to take care of Andre
Yeah.
on the road. Like, that's got to be one of the hardest jobs. So, wait, which you say Earl? Who did the plastic surgery? Andre, Hulk Hogan,
Dave. That was Dave.
I was Dave.
Oh, Dave.
I couldn't remember the other one. But they got in was it? They got in trouble for selling WWE merchandise.
That's what I heard.
That sucks.
Oh, that's right. That was just recently, too.
Or they got it came out, but weren't they let go like a. Or he's
2000,
doing Snuka.
2001.
That's right. This is the one where they finally went back to New Jersey for like the first time in.
Yeah,
7 or 8
they're gonna
years.
they're gonna award the mayor her own title belt later in the show.
Yeah, it's Emilio
Christy
Estevez.
Todd Whitman.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, it looks like her.
I don't know if you knew this, but Emilio's a guy.
Yeah, you'll see.
Not after he did that movie Men at Work.
I love that movie.
He was a garbage man, right? With Charlie
Yes.
Sheen.
Yep.
His half brother.
Wait, isn't Charlie Sheen the one that's garbage? Oh, it's
Hey, tell me when the match is over for you guys, because I think I'm a little ahead.
Mankind's climbing out right now.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
He's on the
Mankind's
outside.
climbing out. China's pulling Helmsley out. Ha!
Mankind's the winner.
Everybody get on this whole Discord thing.
I got
Yeah,
on there last night.
Wasn't
Yeah,
expecting Conrad to be on there too.
Bruce and
Conrad and Dave Silva was on there too.
Oh wow.
Is it
That's the
active?
same person.
Mankind's probably saying, "You guys, I can't feel my fucking toes right now."
They should have brought that cage for the asylum match.
dude, his
Jericho had
eyes
one.
were freaking.
Did Mankind have any kind of pill problem? I've never.
Not that
learned
I've known
fact.
of.
How is
Yeah,
that possible?
He's never written about it if he had. I don't even know if Mick drank.
Yeah.
He came up here one time unexpected at Bathtub Billy's. It's like a bar. I didn't see him drink once.
I'm sorry, did you say Bathtub Billy's?
Yeah, it's a bar called Bathtub Billy's.
That is an awesome name.
Wow.
So I'm just sitting there eating lunch on my break. All of a sudden, someone decides to play the Mankind music. There he was.
Well, he lives around there, doesn't he?
I think he has a relative up here somewhere.
Yeah.
He comes up here unexpected.
Frank, Tim White's little bar there, is it what I think it is? Like just a cool little hole in the home.
Yeah, like
hole
a
in the
diner.
wall dive.
I'm the only one drinking, but for some reason I can still get my senses together.
There's been a couple of Raws from Providence that they had the APA.
They destroy it. Yeah.
Rights in it,
No, we've got your choice here today. There, TJ, we've got my favorite thing of the fall for football season.
Okay.
It's hard to find. It's called Infused. It's an apple cinnamon vodka, but it's got like actual. I don't know if you can see that. It's got like apple and stuff in in it.
I'm listening.
That's phenomenal. And then if you like something to just like a little oh God, share it again. Screwball is a peanut butter whiskey.
I've heard of that. Like that's the second time this week I've excuse me, that's the second time this week I've heard of it.
Yeah, it will. That American wheat's really solid. But it tastes like if you just imagine a Reese's peanut butter cup, but like good whiskey in it. There's that blimp. Oh my God, would I give anything for that?
The Stridex blimp.
No, it's tethered to something. That's the first time I've seen that. I didn't realize that. I guess you kind of have to do that, right?
Well, here's my question.
My hero.
Oh, Todd Pettengill.
My hero.
Love the fact he was on the last In Your House, by the way.
That I was marking out when that happened.
Lost my shit.
Looks great too.
That might be like a $15,000 Rolex. I think he's got on. He had some.
See, so I pretty much don't drink now because of my surgery. So
what did I tell you, Emilio Estevez?
That is wow. And then
what did I say?
So we got Gorilla Monsoon, the mayor of New Jersey, or the governor of New Jersey, and the Headbangers.
Did she just get done with like the third round at like Stony Brook for the LPGA?
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
I'd love to be backstage right now. Who are we gonna send out with the governor of New Jersey? Undertaker? No, he's busy. What about this guy? No. How about the Headbangers?
Yeah, what the hell? Hey, Frank, were the Headbangers at Action Park?
Were they?
Class Action Park? The Headbangers feel like they would have been there.
Yeah, please.
Is there any video that anybody's ever seen, like, I don't know, from some like Reddit forum or anything of the Flying Nuns? Like, there is a match. There is a match on Shotgun Saturday Night.
Yes, yeah.
They were doing the Flying Nuns. But I still want to see the promo or the vignette work they were doing outside of the church where Bruce was like, let's get in and get out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I need you guys to help me here. Who's got a bigger nose, the governor or Gorilla Monsoon?
Oh, Gorilla.
When she goes profile, you got to check this out. It's almost as big as Virgil's.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness.
That's high praise. And I want to say Bruce said this is the actual WWF title.
He did.
They gave her own later.
And they gave her a woman's belt, and it was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the exchange was. I want to say.
She reduced the
I think
taxes.
it was Charlie Conway and Adam Banks for the belt. Is what the deal was. So I could take on Team Iceland in the Goodwill games.
Are you drinking that out of the bottle?
Well, I don't have a glass here, so.
Wow.
Listen, I was going to say, since I don't drink, I can't because of my surgery. I wanted to plug Reese's.
Good for you.
Hey, so is that the Take 5, or which one is it?
No, this is the, again, this is
the Halloween?
Fat Frank Bruno. Reese's pumpkins with Reese's Pieces in them because I need more calories.
Dude, those sound so good.
So we started off so good, and I'm already about 3/4 of the way through my first drink, and now we got Karl drinking out of the bottle. So who's going to be drinking out of a brown bag here in a second?
Done it many a time.
Antonio, get on that.
Cisco was my favorite, or Night Train.
Antonio, you got a bottle of moonshine or something you want to plug while we're
No,
diving off the deep end here?
I'm drinking later when All Out come on.
That's silly.
Is anybody aware that there's actual college football being played today?
Yeah, but wasn't it Marshall? Oh God, Tiger Ali Singh. Holy shit!
Oh my Lord!
I never got why Vince really wanted to get behind him.
He was from India.
I understand why, and I even understand the premise, but son of a bitch, like this sucked so hard the whole time. I actually had his action figure for a while.
Oh, is this like a?
This is actually a revival like Kanye West is doing now. The Honky Tonk Man's out here. He's going to do a couple verses. Sonny's
There he
going to
is.
show, some different scenes. And then they got Shawn Michaels. He's going to do an anti-drug part here.
Which is hilarious.
Why doesn't Road Warrior Animal have paint on? Who the hell cares about seeing his face without paint on? Laurinaitis? Look, you can see him without any paint. He didn't put the Road Warrior.
Is it weird that he's wearing?
No, it's Animal.
It's supposed to be a Gold's Gym shirt. It says World Gym. I've never seen Steve Austin not wear a piece of his own merch.
That's what I was seeing Austin and not
That
a
was
tucked-in black
weird.
T-shirt was bizarre.
Golly, here comes the beauty.
Oh yes. I love when he goes off the rails with Luna Vachon, like when he's
Tremendous.
really like losing his damn mind. God, Marlena.
I read his book Crossroads, and he said that was the darkest period of his life and his career. But
What did he have written on his face when they?
F you, Forever Unchained.
Oh yeah. What is she? She hit.
So this match, Goldust and Brian Pillman. If Goldust wins, Brian Pillman has to wear a dress. If Brian Pillman wins, he gets Marlena.
Yeah.
See, I thought it'd been really good if Brian Pillman was the mannequin, but I guess he's a little bit too buff. That's another story that I'd love to really vet from Eric is, okay, what's this? Is this or was it a work shoot agreement deal thing where you guys were at the end of the bar and then like, because I think we've heard that story that he's like, oh, I'll go and.
He just told it recently.
Did he answer that recently?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So the whole plan was like Eric was the only one that knew. Well, and Brian, but Brian was gonna leave and go to ECW. Well, maybe not specifically in that order, but go to ECW, go to WWF, and portray this loose cannon character other places. And once he got over there, he was going to come back.
The Fink.
Because Eric and Pillman are still talking even at this time.
So that was.
This is 97. This is actually Pillman dies 3 months later after this.
Yep.
You talk about Dean Ambrose and like I don't know who else is in that.
Track it. We can.
And his voice was so unique. I mean, I know he had the same surgery like 17 times like Eric Young's had, where you get like
raspy, yeah.
It's not warts, but it's a condition where they grow like on the actual vocal cord itself. That mannequin is creepy as fuck.
Anything to get a script.
How big? How tall is Pillman? Because what's Goldust? 6'4"?
Goldust 6'6".
Yeah.
So Pillman can't be 6 foot.
What the hell is on his?
6'2", I think.
I can't believe that he played nose tackle. Like the thing he played nose tackle not only at Miami of Ohio but with the Bengals. Jesus, God, Goldust is so good. Yeah, what's with Meltzer's hate for Goldust?
I don't know.
I never understood that.
I don't understand a lot of the guys he hates. I really don't understand it.
I don't.
I just need to say I am just like everybody else. I'm gonna say this, just like what is it? Bruce says is fuck Dave Meltzer.
So let's talk about it, because obviously he is the main source of information for all the shows, maybe except for Arn, because they don't really do that. But
was he burned? Why do I not remember Pillman? I don't mean to interrupt. What was with the discoloration? Does anybody
that's
remember?
Goldust face paint.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
So we've kind of briefly mentioned this before today, that I think his match ratings are nonsensical, but
Absolute crap.
well, I mean, he clearly has a thing for Hogan, and he clearly has a thing for the WWE, because to think, so his last 5-star rating was Shawn and Undertaker, Hell in a Cell 97.
Yeah, you and I
Right.
talked about this before. Yeah.
The next one after that was CM Punk Cena at Money in the Bank 2010. So for 13 years, there supposedly was not a 5-star match in the WWF.
Which is absolute and utter crap.
That is
I
crazy.
hope Meltzer hears this. It's crap.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. But but what are your guys' takes on Meltzer? Karl, what do you think?
I'll wait till the dog stop barking.
Gosh. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start by going with, okay, he's evolved to where he can be clickbait really easily. So
Sure.
I've given him props for being smart enough to know how to. His writing is what is bothersome. Like, I'm not the biggest grammar guy, but like, if I'm gonna write, I want it to be like I can't stand that. The Stooges and Birdies aspect and where he gets his sources and stuff. Yeah, I think it's simple. Like, if you would just preface it with like, "This is my opinion," or "This is." I've never listened, and I can't stand anything negative about the business right now, because it's like like everybody keeps saying, that was what the hell.
Oh,
my gosh, that looked super painful.
that looked like a concussion.
Meltzer, I guess, is just kind of out of sight, out of mind. And so, okay, this actually gets back to a question I was going to ask Frank the other night, and I never got to it. Somebody asked Arn how the sausage is made. And at first,
Yes.
I'm like, wow, that's a unique question. But he gave a really good answer. And has it added to the us losing that magic, that mystique, the peek behind the curtain by spoiling some stuff? I don't know, but I prefer where I just want to be able to consume without bias. I almost want to, and it's hard to rewrite your brain to be a fan, to be 12 again.
Right.
But when I go into this, I want to almost forget, like, again, Men in Black style, just erase my mind, and I'm seeing this not for the first time, but at least in context. So I guess anybody that's driven by a bias, like you said, there's no doubt a bias. He loves Japan. I will say probably the one thing he's ever gotten right that I agreed with was 2 out of 3 falls, Omega and Okada, because that's next to Shawn and Taker's my favorite match ever. Because I mean, it's 77 minutes. It's insane. It's absolutely one of the most. Wow, that is an awesome video.
Hang on, real quick. What about Shawn and Angle? Both of them.
That's 5-star.
What about Shawn and Jericho?
5 stars.
Right.
What
I mean,
about Shawn and Undertaker in Phoenix at WrestleMania?
Yep.
no, both
Great
of
one.
those. Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean,
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
None of those
You
are
said
5 stars.
You said not the HBK Undertaker, not even Triple H Undertaker.
No, HBK Undertaker Hell in a Cell 97 was 5 stars.
But I'm talking about HBK Undertaker WrestleManias.
The next one
was
CM Punk Cena at Money in the Bank 2010.
That's where I have a problem. You're just driven by who's signing his paychecks. That's what I want to know, other than just subscribers and ads. Yeah.
Didn't he give that tag team match at Revolution like 6 stars or something?
If that's the case, then no one needs to listen to him ever again.
Wait, the which one?
Young Bucks versus Omega and Page at Revolution.
I could see that.
well, I will say, one of the what I'm gonna switch gears for just a second. What did he give? I'd love to know what he gave Pac and Orange Cassidy at Revolution, because
I enjoyed that match.
that's what turned me on, and no, not in a bad way, or you know what I'm trying to say. That's what turned me on.
That one got me horny.
That's what got me wanting to pop a blue chew for freshly squeezed. But that's where I got into Orange Cassidy.
Pac wins the Battle Royal tonight. Pac wins the Battle Royal tonight. That's my pick.
Is he back?
I don't even know, but I just think he'll come back. I know he's hurt, and I just feel like he's going to come back.
Well, I thought he was out for COVID.
No, I don't think so.
Did anybody just see that throw?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell? That is like broken tailbone. All there are some really rough. There's some been. Oh God.
No. Lord Almighty. So let's finish our Meltzer topic here, and we're gonna talk about some filming.
He's
So
nuts.
I'll speak on this topic now. I'll speak on this topic.
Okay, go, Coach. Go, and then Antonio, you're up.
I was born and raised in San Francisco. So I was born and raised on Dave Meltzer, because he was just, he started probably in about the early to late 70s, but up through the 80s, we had at least 8 events a year, 4 at the Cow Palace and 4 at the Oakland Coliseum. And he was like the cult fan, and people just flocked to him. And he would give talks, and he would give lectures, and you know, he was pumping up the newsletter and everything. So he's a disturbed. He is brilliant. He is egotistical, narcissistic.
Say he's disturbed?
Yeah.
I think you have to be a little bit warped to be into that life.
I just did not expect to hear that word as a descriptor. That's all. Just got me.
That's good, though.
He's writing about things that aren't even real, and he's using these fake stories. I know, but I mean, he's making things that personal to try to ruin people's business and lie for. You know, that's disturbing.
Yeah, sure.
You know, why would anybody want to try to, you know, cost somebody their job?
That he claims he loves, like Eric always says.
Yeah. And somebody said about the sausage, I've been doing what Eric's been saying on the show and a couple of the other guys. Just feel.
Yeah.
Just feel. I've always been a storyline fan, you know. I like the matches, don't get me wrong. But the story is way more important to me. I've always watched this.
Holy shit.
Wow.
It's
looked up.
Wow.
Antonio, go ahead if you have any Meltzer thoughts, and obviously we're going to have to change the subject after that.
Yeah.
I never really had a big issue with Meltzer before I started listening to the podcast. Just like after I started listening to him, just seeing how much more like he puts his vendettas against people with his reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, he's clearly a talented guy. Like, no one can argue that. And Eric's even admitted, you know, when it comes to data and statistics, he can't be beat.
Yeah.
But as Karl kind of mentioned earlier, the fact that he makes his opinions look like facts, I think, is what turns a lot of us off. And Coach, to what you said, I just recently, I haven't been watching wrestling very closely in, I don't know, 2 years or so. And I've tried to kind of jump back in, Karl, as you alluded to, with kind of like the mindset of 12-year-old me. I'm not going to pay attention to the rumors and what's out there. I'm not going to listen to sport. I'm just going to watch this shit. And if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't.
Who said they want to feel? Or, you know,
That was Coach.
Okay, Coach. When you said that, And like, that's the most profound thing, because if you're not feeling the match at all, then you know it's something. Like, then you actually have like a litmus test. Like, you have some sort of scale to actually put things on. Like, when you just say, I'm not feeling this, it comes off as nonchalant and like, okay, whatever. But like, if you are feeling something, think about how much even if it's like on a small level, like, oh yeah, I felt that. But like, when you get that real special match that you won't forget, or I was there for this, hopefully we're there for something that we can actually be at a live show. Well, so this is pre-Sunny, by the way. This is not LOD 2000. I don't know if they're doing the drunk angle yet. There he is again. There's that tandem effort. But no, that's the biggest thing. Like, if we're able to feel, then we know we haven't overconsumed or oversaturated ourselves or read into some shit that's going to give us direction or bias to look at it.
He's got bad stretch marks. Yeah, I only watch AEW. And anything I watch AEW Dark and Dynamite from beginning to end and make it an event and sit and watch it. WWE, I watch on YouTube. So I catch 5 minutes of the recap here, 4 minutes here, or there'll be something that says, like this morning, I didn't watch SmackDown, but I saw that Bayley turned on Sasha. So I went right to YouTube, Bayley, Sasha last night. It only took 3 minutes instead of having to sit through 7 or 8 hours of programming.
Well, the show's a prime example. So, what is it, the third match we're in now? Triple H and Mankind, we spent quite a bit talking about it because we remember that feud in all variations of it through 97 through 2000. Pillman Goldust, not as much, but we talked about it quite a bit, and especially, the spectacle that was and is Brian Pillman's life. And now we're at this match, Gowans and the Legion of Doom. Do any of us fucking care this match is on?
I like the road.
I just remember that, personally, I remember the whole angle where, Henry Godwin's neck was broke. That's all I remember. From
Not an angle. That happened.
Yeah, but then other than that, I could.
Well, what I mean is, like, WCW Legion of Doom, I'm in, bro. For some reason, WWF Legion of Doom doesn't tickle me the same way.
You guys were around in 87 and 88 and felt firsthand. I was 12 and 13 feeling the Road Warrior pop. 87, 88. You talk about an adrenaline rush that's imprinted on my mind. That's it. So I just, again, whether it's right now, it's taking me back to 87 and 88.
Yeah.
It's taking me back to TBS. Even if it's their worst quality match or their best, a lot of times when I'm watching these watch-alongs, it just brings me to this match, and man, these guys have a great body of work. And just imagine if Hawk didn't jack around like he did.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal Dark Side of the Ring. The Road Warriors episode was. I didn't know half the stuff that was in that show.
I wish they would have spent more time on him not coming back from. Well, I like the fact that he burned himself. I don't like it, but when he gets off the motorcycle at SummerSlam,
92,
and he like melts his freaking spandex to his calf because he got off on the exhaust pipe because he was like screwed up. But didn't he join like the Hell's Angels version of like UK and didn't come back? Wasn't that the like kind of the speculation of the biker gang?
I believe that was part of the show. I think that
was it in there. Maybe it was. Maybe that's
no. That actually, I want to say he had, because they'd been there all week, obviously, to do promotion and whatever else. And I think he had disappeared for 3 or 4 days. And Ellering and Animal went and found him, and he was at some random wherever with the biker gang. He was gone for like 4 days.
What the hell are you doing in Sturgis? Get out of here.
Who's in Sturgis?
I'm just happy that he died in a really good, peaceful place in his life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he was making a comeback, or like he was getting cleaner, like right? Like, that's like almost.
He had found religion and was making the U-turn.
That's cool.
Kind of like Randy Savage when he passed away, was along the same lines.
The only thing I didn't like was like having his personal issues as a storyline.
I never liked that, ever.
I never like any angle with that where they use drugs and alcohol.
Scott Hall, Hawk, I didn't care for
They're
him.
doing it with Jeff Hardy right now. It's
I know, it's
absolutely
stupid.
So a couple years ago.
Wait, they are?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even.
And Matt Riddle
So,
too.
Coach, you were talking about how you watch WWE. That's exactly how I watch WWE. I'm usually like done with it in a half hour. I fast forward through it. I get the high points. The full shows I watch are the pay-per-views. That's it.
The WWE top tens, I go.
And you can catch up on the pay-per-view by just watching the kickoff show. They'll tell you everything you need to know.
AEW, I watch it from start to finish.
Yeah.
Where are you watching tonight, Frank?
I'm home. I got a friend over, and we're gonna hit it off on Bleacher Report. That's how I get it. Bleacher Report live, and I've already pre-ordered it and everything. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it.
Y'all ever hear Cornette's always like critical of AEW?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's Cornette's problem with the AEW? Like you know what, buddy? But this is where I like Cornette. I think he's funny, but this is where I get annoyed at him. Shit's not like it was in 1982 when you came out and started working.
Well, he doesn't always shit on AEW. To be fair, there are some things he praises.
Yeah.
And you got to think too. If he's shitting on something, it's usually the same guys. It's the Bucks. It's Omega. That's usually, if they're involved, he's shitting on it.
Orange Cassidy too.
Orange Cassidy, Joey Janela. If they're involved, he's shitting on it.
Because I listen to both of them, and like he's good, but when it gets to AEW and then he starts pounding away, like complaining, I'm like.
Well, and we tried to talk about this before we went on the air today. A lot of Cornette's wrestling opinions are correct.
Hey, Captain Lou.
Yeah, what the hell was with Captain Lou and somebody else in the front row of this? I don't. It's Captain Lou and like Tony Atlas, isn't it, or somebody like that?
And nothing happens with it. Well, I think they get involved later, but I mean, this is the only show they're on. So,
I don't. Right, the Cornette thing. When you guys say it, it comes across as one way. Doing a hot take to do a hot take, because I honestly think like when I was rewatching, so I listened to Grill and JR, and I love the Cornette episode. It was just so good,
so good.
And then just letting the and then watching his old stuff from Smoky Mountain and How to Cut a Promo and how he did it in the game, like 6-7 minutes for a backstage thing where he's just like on the verge of an aneurysm. And I'm like, I would think he would like this. Now, Orange Cassidy, I can understand that is
different.
A different. I mean, part mime, part. The guy does a freaking tope suicida with his hands in his pockets. I mean, like, what the hell? Like, that's amazing. He and. But yeah, I don't understand how he can hate on Omega. I don't understand that. That doesn't.
Well, and to be fair to Omega, he doesn't. If you ever notice, he never shits on Omega's matches per se. It's usually Omega the person he's shitting on.
Yeah, the way he talks and all that.
So I think there's something there that's just never really been expounded upon. Same thing with the Bucks. Well, he's explained why he hates the Bucks. But
yeah.
I mean,
Spot.
Oh,
Spot monkey.
That was a really weird exchange there. But with Cornette, I mean, most of his wrestling opinions are correct. It's just, again, he says them in a way that no one can accept it, because he always says that one last sentence. And then he always says it, and I always go, I wish he wouldn't have said that just now.
Yeah.
Because once he says that one thing, the rest of his point is now moot. It's irrelevant at this point, because now everyone's pissed off because you said that.
Like, he's almost crossing the line with Sonny Kiss.
He certainly approached it. And when he was – I can't necessarily defend what he said lately, but when – the Battle Royal happened, and he was pissed about – everyone thought he was pissed Sonny Kiss was in it. That's not what he was saying. His saying was, This is a unique character with a unique story. Why the fuck are you not telling me who he is? Tell his story. Why do I not know this guy? And I think that was his biggest pet peeve. Now, obviously, it's probably different now, but I don't think it's because Sonny Kiss is who he is. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know.
I use Jim Cornette like I use Tony. Anytime I purely listen for satirical. I don't listen. I go in with that mindset. I'm not looking for information when I'm listening to Jim Cornette. I want him to make me laugh. So I love it when he says
does do that.
Man, because he says some things that you might be thinking, but man, for him to say it's hilarious.
It's unfortunate too because
Jim Cornette took this move. Jim Cornette probably took that off the top rope at least 2 or 3 times.
Actually, I think he said he's refused to take it.
Although I know J.J. Dillon got something broke.
Dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah.
But I think because of that, I think Cornette refused to take it.
And Arn too. He did it once. I think he didn't want to do it again.
Yeah, so that one guy that took the rocker dropper from Murray Jannetty, he was.
That's another topic. That could be an entire show.
Getting back to Cornette and weaving this in there, I will say one of the brands that is now dead where I was introduced to Sonny Kiss, and I was like, I just remember the whole hour being just like, this is so insane, but I dig it, was Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. And I know that they got embroiled in all sorts of crazy-ass 5-year contracts, and half their stars ended up like getting into some sort of other trouble. But Lucha Underground might be a good Dark Side of the Ring. Like it's already gone. It might be a good one because I don't even fully understand the exact. I just knew they had signed guys for.
Hey, there's that guy you interviewed, Karl from Australia, right behind JR. What's his name? The guy you interviewed from Australia with the long hair.
I missed it.
That was him. He's the top guy.
Barit?
Yeah, that was him.
That was
just like him.
Can I just make
me the money. That dad looks like he's ready to freaking drink.
I just want to make a quick point.
Hey, Justin Credible looks good.
So the one little thing I will say about AEW is sometimes they'll put out stars that are like hot in the indies and sometimes aren't mainstream. Like, and when they debut, everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's Eddie Kingston! Oh my God, I don't know who the hell that is." They
do a terrible job of explaining who people are, and that's been their problem since day one.
When you were talking about Jim Cornette talking about Sonny Kiss and why aren't they telling us who this person is?
Yeah.
I didn't know who Sonny Kiss was.
I didn't either.
So he's right there. I mean, so my thing is if they're this hot indie star, quite frankly, I don't spend much time watching the indies. So
here's another thing too. Like for all those people who say Jim Cornette, how can he say this? He wrestled a goddamn Ninja Turtle, and so much for sanctity of the business. For one, that was for charity. And Cornette, what does he know about running a business? Ran Smoky Mountain Wrestling that was in the ground for 4 years. Having a territorial promotion in the 90s for 4 years at a television market is absurd. He never should have made it that long. And also,
hold on. I just remember an old Sunny video, shoot video. She said,
I don't like where this is going.
I'm like, this is not a good start.
I remember a Sunny shoot video too.
She said that when she was giving that bald guy a back rub, she made him empty his yam bag right in his pants. The guy couldn't hold it.
I would say, why is he wearing that tight of shorts? Like, I would not be. If you knew that, good Lord, this is.
So whoa, hey, time out. You're saying on pay-per-view, this guy released the Kraken because Sonny rubbed his back?
Dude, all she'd have to do is look at me at this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still enthralled with the fact that you said yam bags anyway.
Tremendous. I made the joke because actually, fun fact, ad-free shows started on my birthday, March 30th of this year. So I tweeted Conrad and I said that as a thank you for my birthday present, I was going to make a cut up audio clip of all the different ways he said sack meat on his show for his Manscaped commercials.
You could sack meat.
I have no
what
idea.
happened to that soundboard that they had? Is that still up? Do you remember somebody had, this is like a year and a half ago, somebody had built a soundboard of all like the broken up different things and they had plugged it on the show.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was like a 3-week thing.
Why does that look like a casket?
It is.
Oh, wait, I'm confused. What are they giving away here?
$1 million.
Out of a
casket.
Was this around the time that Shawn and Sonny?
I'm sorry, I'm not even looking at the
Oh,
list.
yes.
That is like list
Lucky
of Jericho
bastard.
#2, that list #1 forever. And ever.
Sunny Day's promo is just around the corner from here. But just a quick finishing thought on Cornette. What's sad about Cornette having these just very this or nothing opinion and having his mindset is, if anyone honestly believes that AEW would not benefit from having Cornette backstage helping them out, is full of shit, because they would be greatly helped by having Cornette backstage.
I absolutely agree with you on that.
Him going there would be money.
Yeah, even if it just was an on-screen personality right now, Jesus, the buzz, the money they'd make, the ratings, it would be unreal.
You imagine him as MJF's illegitimate dad or something like that?
Cornette, that was actually pitched as a storyline, I heard.
I'd rather have him manage FTR.
Cornette, that's the one. Cornette and FTR against the Bucks.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember Discovery Zone going to one?
Yeah.
Discovery
Good
Zone?
Lord, Sonny, what are we doing right now?
Oh my gosh. You could tell if you listen to the Sunny episode of Grill and JR how jealous she was of Rena, of Sable. So wait a minute. Okay. So the key doesn't get, there's like how many things on there? 60.
The entire WWE. So here's the thing. I can watch Sonny and Sable all day in 1997. This is taking too fucking long.
What the? They can't
wrap this shit up, B.
Tony had mentioned that when he did this watch along, how incredibly long this segment was.
God
and
damn.
It was needless.
There's 2 fucking people on stage. Make it be 2 keys. Pick one.
Right. There can't be 60 keys in
for
this.
2 people.
It's like impossible.
Crazy out of nowhere.
So, the very beginning of the show, we were discussing Halloween Havoc 95 and how I fell in love with what happened when. I only remembered because of Sable just now. So I want to say Mark's in here now as Wildman. He's doing that whole gimmick. And so it was Halloween Havoc 95. I'm watching along with that show. There's a backstage segment with Gene and Mark or Johnny B. Bad.
He tells them, 1-800-999. Don't tell your parents. Fuck them.
Gentlemen, I have to go on record here. Unfortunately, I made the boss mad here.
Uh-oh.
When I used the term yam bag. But that brought her into the room. So
that made me dizzy just now laughing.
Lynette. She's
so I told him that if I said, at the side of me, don't you want to empty your yam bag? So yeah.
It's because.
Yeah, you guys don't even know what to say, do you?
So is he gonna win this?
I don't. No. Thank you, Karl, for changing the subject.
What did he say?
Thanks for changing the subject.
Yeah. I don't know. Goodness, the whole family.
Why don't I remember any of this?
Hello there. So, but
that kid's lucky.
Which part?
Oh.
So
Get the
I'm
million.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, but he certainly kept that in his spank bank.
I haven't eaten.
he sure did.
Right here.
Today he becomes a man.
Fun fact: that's a young Matt Riddle.
Out of here.
You see, that's one of his issues on the storyline too on SmackDown.
Are we seriously just gonna do keys until someone wins? Oh, right there. That's it. That's right there. He's like, damn it! Hi, Ma. I just committed a sin on
I
that.
just emptied my yam bags.
It's like, hey, Sean, I'll
still
put you
has
through
the
the closet a little bit.
Who's this fucking guy?
That's
Are we still doing this?
Yes. So you got another 5 minutes.
This is going on 10 minutes, 10, 15
Lord.
minutes.
Oh, anyway, so they're doing a backstage promo with Gene and Johnny B. Bad, who, by the way, the first time my wife saw Johnny B. Bad, she asked me who is the Little Richard and the makeup lady from the Drew Carey Show crossover, and I almost peed. But he says, because at the time he's married to Sable, obviously, but his manager was Kimberly Page, because she had just left EDP.
Ken Shamrock's picture right there looks like he got hit in the face with a shovel. Like the guy, come along. But he just stepped on something like, what?
But Tony is acting like Gene, and he says, or I'm sorry, like Johnny B. Bad, and he goes, well, I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to have my way with Sable and Kimberly Page. And then he goes back to Gene, and he goes, well, when you're done, come back down here. I'm going to want to interview your penis.
Is that in the where they go into the future and he's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Future Brock Lesnar's wife. When they just go over that entire, that whole thing was just.
You can't fake hepatitis bit with Abdullah the Butcher.
Seriously, yeah. That show changed. Oh, God, the dog food. Ugh.
Yeah, that was on the Raw I just watched.
Hey,
I remember
Does
anybody remember on SmackDown him getting rock bottomed onto the dog poop?
Yes.
I don't know why I remember that one a lot more.
We've been saying F words and talking about yam bags. You can't say shit.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't. I don't know why I just really
Just can't bring myself to do it.
hooked myself.
I prefer the word defecate.
Thanks, Coach. It's a good word.
It's
It's a strong word.
Do you have the European, or is that a tag?
That is the European title. So as of right now, your WWF champion is The Undertaker. Intercontinental champion is Owen. European champion is Bulldog. And the tag champions as of right now are Dude Love and Steve Austin.
You guys are better at dates. How much further does Owen have to go?
A year and a half.
Tonight?
Yeah, not even less than 2 years.
Oh, I thought you meant as champion.
No, I meant as a breathing human.
Yeah.
A year and a half. He passed away June of '99.
Fun fact: I was live and present at his final pay-per-view appearance, WWF Backlash 1999, live from Providence, Rhode Island.
Didn't he wrestle Edge?
At that show, I think no. God, I have to check now. I know it was him and Jarrett. Who did he wrestle?
Because that was on the Owen Heart of Gold DVD. Was Edge he said his career highlight was wrestling Owen.
Now I gotta find out.
Maybe it wasn't televised. Maybe it was just a house show. I don't know.
That is surreal. I just remember getting a call from that Dark Side of the Ring was tough. Oh, God, look at Shamrock. Good Lord.
This is a real man.
I did not understand. I remember my best friend in 7th grade was a huge wrestling fan. He called me. He's like, yeah, my dad said Owen fell off the top rope and he's dead. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, well, that doesn't make any. And I'm like, having asked my parents, can somebody, die from that? And they're like, off the top rope. Well, I mean, anything could happen, but I don't think that's. And then I actually saw it or heard what happened, and it was like, oh my Lord! Like I just wasn't putting two and two together that young. It was so confusing at the time, and then seeing that, and I know it's been erased from the network and whatnot, and it's online. Not like I'd go and look it up, but like how emotional that Raw was the night after. But then I remember how reactionary it was to do the Benoit one. Then it was like, oh boy.
Wait, hold on a second. The Raw after his passing is not on the network?
No.
Benoit,
The Over the Edge,
Benoit,
that segment's gone.
The Benoit one is not.
Oh.
Owens, I don't know if it is or isn't.
The Owen tributes on that Raw is on there. So the Over the Edge 99's on the network, but they took out that half an hour or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You guys ever hear the Spanish audio from that Over the Edge?
No.
I haven't.
Like if you hear the Spanish audio of the announcers, you can hear the thump from Owen falling.
Is it online?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
When I watched that show, because I said when the show started that Mick Foley is my number one dude. Owen was a close second. And when I was watching that show, and I can't remember who they were interviewing, but the referee of that match was supposed to be Jimmy Corderas. And actually, it might even have been Jimmy Corderas they were interviewing. And he said the last thing Owen Hart said was watch out. Yeah. Because he didn't want to hurt Jimmy Corderas. I broke down watching it. Like, I can't even imagine.
I had a tough time with the Dark Side of the Ring. Some of the still shots in the vantage points that I'd never seen before. There's one where you see the catwalk and it's like looking straight down. Mm-hmm. And I had a tough time.
And you can see the broken ring.
Stuff like that. But his war, the harness picture. I don't know why it was the stills, but I was like, wow, those are. I don't know. I think it was the one from above looking down where I was. Like, wow.
What about the clip? Martha still has the clip.
Yeah. That's crazy.
When I saw that teared me up.
Oh, the clip on his.
I'm actually glad. For more than one reason, that show aired because obviously we got to hear Owen's story, which is important. But yes.
Please, I have to interrupt. Antonio, can you give us a hog watching report in this match? What do you think hog watching wise we're looking at? Because I see your eyes pretty fixed. Little low down.
No, that's Tony's job, not me.
Okay. Because I will tell you, I did peek down there. Sometimes we do that in the locker room. So Shamrock is he's packing some heat.
He's got a kielbasa down there. Little Shamrock sausage.
See, the angle of the dangle or the heat of the meat. I think he's got it flip the shaft side up.
He's got the British Bulldog is not packing any heat. You heard it here first. Clickbait if you want.
Yeah, no, between all the meth and steroids.
Nothing there. He should have had something popping out of his shorts.
But I'm glad we got to hear from Oj and his kids. See, they're doing well.
Rough transition.
Oh, they're out of the room now.
I'm trying to not just talk about British Bulldog's dong meat. All right, I'm trying.
Look in the corner. Do you see any definition? There's no definition there.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going back and I'm watching a show from when I'm 12 years old with Ken Shamrock, one of my all-time favorites, and British Bulldog, and I'm busy staring at his Union Jack over his crotch.
I can't even watch this match the same way.
This is where my life is right now.
Thanks, Tony Schiavone.
God damn it.
If we're gonna fantasy book the territory, we're doing Finn Balor versus Alex Wright in Jim Barnett's
low-key big hug.
Fantasy. Yeah. No, just because it's just every single time Balor comes out, I'm like, why does he have to do the thing with the ropes and it is just right. I mean, if you got I've almost lost an eye last time. I was like, Balor, wow, holy Lord, it's gratuitous.
You don't have to be all up in my face about it.
Yeah, loud.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Sadly, the passing of.
Oh yeah, we don't need to go back there again.
No.
Now that we've said all this, I don't think we can.
Nope.
Who's that?
Anywho,
what's his name? You look like a Nazi.
Who?
Who?
I don't know his name.
Who?
The ref.
Oh, that's Jack Doan.
Oh, nice.
So if Bulldog loses this match, he has to eat dog food.
Dog food.
This is Vic Venom.
I'm sorry, did you say Vic Venom?
Yeah, that was Russo's alias when he wrote for the WWF the magazine.
You went hog watching with that punch.
I
He's verified it for us. And then he picks
So-
him up, takes his thong. He's got both underwear coming out. This is a
Tony
graphic.
has corrupted our minds.
And there's color. Man.
let's talk about an interesting topic because we're only 2 months away from it here at SummerSlam 97. And it kind of got brought, I think Conrad brought it up, but with I think Bruce when they were talking about the screw job. Let's say the fortunes go the other way and Vince decides to keep Brett in his 20-year contract and not Shawn. What does the Attitude Era look like? Because you got to remember, just 1 year after Brett leaves, Kurt Angle shows up on the scene.
That would have been a dream match.
Are you shitting me right now? Bret Hart, in this era, Bret Hart and Kurt Angle would have been amazing.
There's a dark match before Kurt Angle's debut he had with Owen Hart. I've been trying to look for that footage.
Did you guys ever hear the story of Kurt Angle, how he almost went to ECW?
And then he didn't because of the crucifixion.
Crucifixion
Yeah.
Angle.
Right.
So he's actually, he was on that television show. He was introduced by Paul Heyman. I want to say he did commentary for it.
I don't think he was on commentary for that angle.
Yeah, and then they did the crucifixion angle between Sandman, Raven, and Stevie and Meanie. And Angle went to Heyman and he said, if you air any part of this with my name or voice on it or my face, I will sue you into oblivion. And so just that one dumbass angle stopped Kurt Angle from going to ECW. Imagine how that would have changed things.
A couple things to put out there about I love the domino effect game of like
It's so interesting. It's just because it's fantasy booking at its best.
it's like, well, you think of it this way. I know this is a little bit what if and hypothetical.
That's what we do.
Like
Here.
it's like one of those goosebumps, choose your own, get on the ride or don't get on the ride. Turn to page 79. You're dead.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back. So, okay, let's say Brett stays. Do we get all the sophomoric humor and the Degeneration X parody? Do we get Mae Young giving birth to a hand? Do we get any of these moments that all come around? They're funny but seriously, I don't know if the tone of the company continues to be this. I mean, obviously they couldn't stick with America versus Canada forever, but think about all those moments that happened afterwards that were a spawn. Oh, well, we did this with DX, so we'll really push it with Val Venus, or we'll really do. So I think Shawn's, even though he was hurt and he was gone after that WrestleMania, you have to say, Brett's not doing any of that stuff, or he's not going to be a catalyst for the one that kind of lights the fuse that says, okay, this is okay to do X, Y, and Z. We would not have seen Sable's handprints, put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that type of thing. And then I would have never become a man. I would have had to, I don't know what would have
until
happened.
you said Sable's handprints, I'm like, nothing you say is bad. Like, dude, did we really need Val Venus? No offense to Sean Morley. Did we really need Val Venus?
Hey, have you been to his dispensary?
Yeah, we sure did need Val Venus. Hello, lady.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Choppy,
That
your
was
pee-pee.
awesome.
Hi, Choppy.
That's his most famous
Dick to
angle.
go.
Because somebody else said, I choppy your pee-pee.
I did like Lorena Bobbitt or John Bobbitt come out. Oh,
That was also phenomenal. I will give it that. Yes, that was good. But I mean,
Rep bumps.
so the silliness of the product and maybe the edginess of it wouldn't have been the same. But imagine the wrestling product with Bret Hart and Kurt Angle, or Bret and the Radicals in 2000. So we could have got Bret Hart and Eddie Guerrero.
Bret Hart, Triple H for the
yeah,
title.
I can make the argument of this, that WCW could have been blowing them away by that point by so far that they didn't have the attitude era that like the Radicals stay in WCW. Like you can go, this could be like an Inception thing. Like you could really go. I like that game because it's like, wow, you went one of two paths and it could have gone That's probably the most interesting what if. Like, what if this happens? I can't think of another what if scenario moment that you could say changed landscape wise.
I mean, 7 months after the screw job, Bret Hart is, I want to say he's in the NWO as like Hogan's lackey, and Shawn Michaels is out of the business.
Yeah, wasn't he commissioner?
I don't even think he was commissioner yet.
That was Frank and I's dark time.
I think that was later. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels is commissioner or as announcer.
Shawn Michaels was actually not a terrible commissioner. I've certainly seen worse.
But it's just like I wanted him to wrestle so bad.
Oh, for sure.
I was dying.
Well, actually, again, we talk about this. I hated Shawn Michaels for all the wrong reasons back then. So when he vanished in '97, I wasn't upset about it.
But I will say, Vince proved that his decision was correct, because even if Hart, great wrestler, but people weren't into that at that time. They wanted stories.
Right.
They wanted flamboyant. They wanted somebody with a great stick. They wanted gimmicks. Bret Hart is about as interesting as a cardboard box when you talk to the guy. He's got no feelings. Something very monotone. A lot of people didn't want that. They wanted to be shocked. So, you might have missed out on a couple good matches, but that's one night, 2 nights, maybe 10 nights. We're talking about years and years of great storylines.
Look at that fucking bow tie and vest JR's wearing.
He's got to be miserable.
God. Well, again, too, and as you said, we wanted stories in 1998 and not wrestling. But I would say the script flipped probably in 2000 or 01. That started to change with the Hardys, Edge and Christian, Kurt Angle. So, I mean, Bret wasn't too far away from that. And the same thing could be said if Owen was still alive in that time. They even brought it up in the dark side of the ring. The opponents Owen would have had in 2001, 2002, 03 get Randy Orton and John Cena. Like, it would have been off the chain if those two were still around. But surely Shawn staying did catapult the company to take an edge and go places they probably would not have gone otherwise. But man, just as a wrestling fan, if Bret was still there, my Lord, the matchups you could have got.
Yeah, this is not.
Think these teams would have lasted today?
No.
This is the match of the night right here, the guys right here.
So, a little inside baseball for all you guys watching. Watching this show, SummerSlam '97, was Frank Bruno's idea.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my Lord!
Oh my fur coat!
And and as soon as he said SummerSlam '97, I was like, oh man, that's a good ass pay-per-view. That's Undertaker and Bret. Like, what else is on that show? Frank immediately responded, "Oh, DOA and Los Boricuas is on there."
I don't know why.
Well, thank God for that, Frank. God, that's a goddamn ticket sale if I've ever heard one.
You want to try that sales pitch again?
Yeah.
Let's start over. Let's just try this one more time.
Nation of Domination's involved too.
By the way, I'm at 124, 124, 21, 22.
I'm at 124.22 right now, so I'm 2 seconds behind you.
So we're all kind of.
We're on the same area.
It's good. It's important. You gotta. Oh boy, yeah. This was not this whole.
I mean, I would have liked this group back then, but.
I want you to think about this right now. We're talking about the sausage. How
is that a table leg?
I think this kind of camera and the video quality brings more to the wrestling, because now we can see a heck of a lot more with HD, 10K, 5K, whatever they call it. We couldn't see a lot of the stuff.
Like the rust on the cage. Yeah, the rust on the blue cage. Yeah.
Yeah, I really
You want to order?
thought about that. But yeah, I like the way
I'll
that
pay for it out.
quality of video is. They can bring that back. I think that'd be cool one night if they just
They do that.
brought crappy cameras or put whatever filter on it to make it look like.
Wait, hold on, I want to see this.
What's,
If it does, okay.
what's neat about Los Boricuas?
Frank, mute yourself.
What's neat about them is I think that was the.
Oh crap! I'm sorry. Wow, I thought I was.
I think that was the 4-man jury in the Bruiser Brody case. They were like, yeah, that guy's not guilty. He didn't kill him.
What, did he even go to court?
It did, but they didn't even dispose to, or the Tony Atlas and Dutch Mantel got to like serve. That one makes. I remember Frank. I'm like, you want to see me get hot? Like, you want to see me get angry? That's the only thing that gets me like legitimately pissed off, because I love the Bruiser Brody story. I love those 3-minute matches with a fork and something else, and then people scattering. I love those. But they're so angry at like how just the fact that it's self-defense, all this other like, and then I didn't know that they had not gotten their legal services. I mean, I love their legal or their date to show up in court, and they're watching it on TV. They get it 10 days later. It's like, come on, like, just some justice for the family. Like, by the way, if I can go through anybody's storage, if you have one wrestler go through their storage unit,
it's Frank Goodish Jr.
Yeah,
sure.
I want that. Just to look through, I would be even okay just looking through. But some of the stuff he had in there, if you saw the 30 Brian and the Boz, that was another one where they did a storage unit gimmick where they like tore through it, and I thought that was really cool. He like had saved a lot of the stuff. That was a really.
So let's discuss it. We briefly mentioned it before. My voice is cracked. I can't remember when we discussed it, but episodes of Dark Side of the Ring we'd like to see. I think Droz is certainly up there. I loved Conrad's idea of an XPW. I'd never heard of it, and then I read about it, and it is batshit crazy. I think it'd be an excellent episode. I mean, you could put Crush up there, certainly. Muhammad, oh God, that would be a great one.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. That's why we have Antonio. God damn, that'd be a good one.
That is one of the best ones I've heard in a while.
And this isn't to bring laughs, but I'd like to get one on Jim Barnett. And no, seriously, what it was like to be one of the original guys that they had to go through what he went through, because Pat didn't disclose that. Everybody knew, but.
Well, for our younger listeners who may not know who Jim Barnett is. My boy, what is the dirt? So Jim Barnett, so here's his item of contention. Why Jim Barnett is such a controversial figure. So in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s to a degree, the touring NWA champion was picked by a committee of promoters around the country. You know, obviously Jim Crockett Promotions and, you know, St. Louis, and they get more pull, but these promoters get to say who the champion is. Jim Barnett's one of these guys out of Georgia. Tommy Rich becomes champion for 1 week in 1981. And then Harley Race wins it back. And I think he won it in Stone Mountain, Georgia at the convention center. So the whole theory is, well, Tommy Rich only won the title because he did quote unquote favors for Jim Barnett, who was a homosexual. So that would be your item of contention in the show. And Jim Barnett, I actually think would be a sleeper of a Dark Side of the Ring episode. I think it'd be phenomenal.
Okay, I had never heard that story before. So
really,
holy crap, I did not know that.
This book over my shoulder, the 10 Pounds of Gold, that story is actually in it.
Oh yeah, I gotta check that out then.
It's a phenomenal book, and actually I recommend The Big Gold also. Both phenomenal, really. But if you're a belt nerd, they're both phenomenal books. How the belts came to be, why they were made, the kind of the lineage of them. But yeah, so Tommy Wildfire Rich had become super over.
Low-key Big Hog. He was at the event last year.
Yeah, he was super over in Georgia Championship Wrestling, and at the time, I mean, this was, I want to say Ole Anderson was the booker then and part owner, and it was just, he was the new young heartthrob of the Southeast, and your touring champion was the grizzled vet Harley Race, and they wanted a title change, but they still wanted Harley Race to tour because they were in that weird transition between Harley and Flair. So Tommy Wildfire Rich, this heartthrob young kid from Georgia, wins it for a week, and then he wins it in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And I think he dropped it in Albany, Georgia, at a TV taping, and they say the only reason why Tommy Wildfire Rich won the NWA title was because he was, quote unquote, in bed with Jim Barnett, which is not true at all. For the people who say Tommy Wildfire Rich was not over in the Southeast, don't know what that dude was over in the Southeast.
Oh my gosh. How many gallons of vitamin D milk did Ahmed Johnson drink right before coming in the ring? Like right here. Good Lord.
What are you going to say, Coach?
I forgot.
About Tommy Rich?
Oh, he could have had any woman he wanted, 365, 24/7. He could have had 10 girls a day, 10 girls at one time. You know, he could have had Jim Barnett with 10 girls, a couple concession. That's how over this guy was.
Yeah, he was over.
He hooked up with chicks in broom closets and airports. He wouldn't have wanted to hook up with that old ET looking, you know, he's not Tommy.
I've heard the comparison of Tommy Rich in Georgia was like Jerry Lawler in Memphis. That's a hell of a comparison.
Your NWA World Heavyweight Championship statistics. Your first champion was Orville Brown.
1948?
Sounds like when wheels were square. Yeah.
It was 1948.
So Flair has the most reigns at 10.
Yeah.
Lou Thez, longest reign, 2,300 days consecutively.
Was that 8 years?
Not
6.
good at numbers. That's long.
6 years.
Shortest reign.
Here's a question for everybody.
Less than 5 minutes. Shane Douglas. Oldest champion, Tim Storm. Youngest, Chris Candido. Heaviest, Abyss. And then the lightest one, I didn't know how to pronounce, so I clicked on the guy's name. Kagas. It's Prince Iaukea.
The heaviest. Well, hold on. What the hell? Prince Iaukea was the NWA champion?
Apparently he was. Nope.
Fucking
wait,
Eric Bischoff.
No, I'm sorry. He was trained by Prince Iaukea. That was my fault. I read that one wrong. He looks like. I read that. Yeah, I clicked on his thing. The first thing I saw was, he was trained by Hector Guerrero, Prince Iaukea, Tim Horn, and John Tenta, which is amazing.
Damn. That's a hell of a crew.
Full Impact Pro, Coastal Championship Wrestling, Florida Underground Wrestling, and that's that. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm going to see who the most he might be the most random name I've ever.
And does anyone else think it's weird the heaviest NWA champion ever is Abyss?
Yeah, that's weird.
That is, 350 pounds. Wow, he's a big boy.
Oh, he's a large man, but wow.
I would not have thought that either.
No. But I always forget Vader was never NWA champion. He was WCW champion.
Hold on now.
Vader.
Yeah, I can't.
Vader would be a great dark side of the ring.
There you go.
Went from on top of the world to nothing by now, 97, 98. He was
in
He called himself a fat piece of shit on pay-per-view.
Yeah. He was awesome in Boy Meets World.
He was. There was a 3-year window in the States. Now in Japan, he was like a god. But in the States, 90 through 94, you couldn't touch Vader with an 8-foot pole. Like that dude was just.
Sid one. You do a Sid one, couldn't you?
I mean, what's the controversy behind Sid other than the stabbing of Arn Anderson?
His leg break, that was pretty gruesome.
Oh,
That's not a dark side of the ring. That's just a gaff.
Well, I mean, still.
That's more of why was this big ass son of a bitch on the second rope? That's what that is.
Does anybody believe that he didn't realize he was at WrestleMania? Did you guys hear that on ad-free shows? That was one of the things that, like, Sid was like, oh, I guess I'm taking on Hulk Hogan in the main event of WrestleMania 8.
No, I don't buy that for a minute.
Yeah, he can't be that.
No.
I'm going through real random NWA.
They had the event center back then. They definitely knew it was.
Yeah.
That's just terrible.
Okay, I don't know if you guys were watching that, but did you see how horrible that was? And that's classic Ahmed Johnson right there.
The part of a plunge with both of his legs underneath him.
Yeah.
Exactly. Supposedly on the concrete.
With his 11 knee pads.
Yeah. His thigh pads, his ass pads, all those pads. His maxi pads.
Would you wrestle a guy with hair like that over his body?
Like wrestling sandpaper.
Oh, you're talking about Miguel? Was that his name?
Miguel Perez.
What's his name? The hairy guy?
Miguel Perez Jr.
Yeah, that is pretty gross. It's yeah.
Did I wrestle in sandpaper? I've done it. Not professionally. As an amateur, I did.
That makes Albert look good.
Yeah, I would say, like, Killian Dane's like, oh, cool V-neck.
But, which, by the way, I love the fact that some dudes are like, fuck it, I'm going to go hairy. I love that.
Well, this is overboard. This is overboard.
Ahmed Johnson couldn't even sell. He just took a punch and, like, looked at him like, oh, I'm going to do it next.
Hell, Ahmed Johnson wouldn't be a bad dark side of the ring.
How bad was that N64 Warzone game? I just remember Ahmed Johnson.
The shits?
In there. That game was – what the hell? I forgot about that.
If you could remember your 11-button combo, you could do a finisher.
That thing – right. His Pearl River
Warzone
punch was, like impossible to hit.
So – excuse me. If I remember correctly, or maybe I don't –
Headbangers was really hard.
Titan Bikes. Was that owned by the WWF, or was that a coincidence?
I'll look it up.
I don't know.
I want to say that was a venture by Vince McMahon that didn't last very long. I think he owned him.
Is it WBF?
It's the WDBF of motorcycles.
Oh, WBF. I wonder if there's anything to the W. See, that's why when I get caught on, like, when I –
Taboo 316. That was cool.
I saw that too.
I told this to Bruno, I found out about the UWF at, like, let's say it was like 3 years ago, and I spent like 8 to 12 hours just researching it, because I'm like, wait, there's a different UWF I don't know about. Wait.
By the way, future bonus content show, we're going to watch Beach Blast.
That or Blackjack, yeah, one of the two. Yes, I
all 9 people in the audience.
You want to talk about a thing that doesn't hold up is that Colonel De Beers.
Yeah.
Will boy.
You could have just said Colonel De Beers. I'd be like, yeah. Him all together. Doesn't age well.
Nope. Harley Race, Giant Baba, Funk. I'm just going through.
My favorite Austin right here. Him flipping the bird while handcuffed.
So let's go around the horn. Antonio, we'll start with you. Favorite Austin moment?
Ooh, that's so much. I think number one that sticks out of my mind is the beer truck.
The beer truck? I thought so. Coach?
I love the WrestleMania match he had with Bret Hart. That was what I had for
13.
Tony. Yeah.
Solid. Frank,
awesome.
Favorite Austin moment?
I'm trying to think about it because I was not a huge Austin fan.
I wasn't either, weirdly enough. I am now. I respect the hell out of him now, but
did Karl go yet?
My number one favorite.
Karl did not go yet.
I will say I knew Steve Austin was something and had just done something that the look on his face when Bret Hart's music hits for the Royal Rumble, and he's up there looking at his watch, and then, and he's doing push-ups, and him sneaking back in to win it. Yet and I say that because you had some fans with mixed reactions, but they were more leaning towards liking him, and it was that shift in good guys versus bad guys. You know, it was definitely passé. It was that time of like, okay, that guy just cheated, but we're still cheering for him. So what's going on here? It made him seem like, okay, this guy's bigger than what anybody had ever expected. And for the sleeper answer, his ECW promos were fantastic.
Oh, yes, they were.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to say WrestleMania 13 probably would be.
Hart. So we have 2 Harts. We have the beer truck. We have an ECW answer, which I did not expect. I also have 2 weird ones.
Okay.
So when I think Austin moments, the 2 that always pop into my head, Austin stunning D'Lo Brown on the truck, on his pickup truck. And then Austin beating the holy shit out of Michael Cole on SmackDown to the point it got uncomfortable.
Wait, what year was that?
2000. It was during the Power Trip. So 2001.
Was he Bionic Redneck?
Yeah, when he turned heel.
Well, this glass break right here.
Because I remember he had the white knee braces.
Oh, this is in the glove. Oh.
And it was borderline uncomfortable how long it lasted.
I thought that was a glass break during that.
Like I remember Austin ripped his shirt off. Like it was like threw him against his like it was like it lasted like 10 minutes. Like it was crazy. Here we go. Austin and Owen Hart. If Austin loses, he has to kiss Owen Hart's ass, which is important to remember for the finish. And this is the moment that almost simultaneously ended his career, but also launched it inadvertently. So this night could easily be said this match is the most important match for the Attitude Era. Because if Austin does not get hurt, it doesn't get started in the way that it does.
Think of all the stuff they did with him, after while he's in the neck collar.
Yep.
Like they did so many different things where they still kept him on air that were he didn't do the bang 316 with the gun. That was later, but
that was later and it's phenomenal.
That was another moment I love.
Another great one.
Did you guys watch this show live back in '97?
Oh no.
The SummerSlam? I don't think I did. I think I watched the replay. I don't think I watched it live. Well, actually, I might even got the tape. I don't remember.
Could you tell he was hurt right off the bat? I really didn't know. I did not know. I thought the finish was, I'm like, what a weak ass finish.
Austin's hurt off the bat?
Did you when this, obviously we'll get to it, but when it actually happened, could you tell? First time watching it that Austin was hurt. I had no idea.
So back in these days when I was, 12, preteens, actually even until I stopped watching in 03, I was not good at spotting injuries unless it was super obvious because they were usually pretty good about hiding it. Like obviously when Sid snapped his leg in half, I knew that.
Dude, if he wasn't wearing those knee-high boots.
And the jorts. He was wearing jorts.
His freaking bone would become. By the way, I just thought of a match I just didn't think of. I don't know. It was the selling right there where Owen Hart got short. I mean, he's got short hair, but he's getting yanked up by the hair and dropped down. This is just one I never put together. But Owen versus Ziggler in their primes.
Oh, man.
Oh, my Lord.
That'd have been a great match.
That would have been fun. I don't know why he reminded me of Ziggler right there, but it's just how he got pulled up and then dropped back down. And he's thicker. He's got to be much heavier than Ziggler, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Are you saying Ziggler's heavier than Owen?
No, Owen would be heavier than Ziggler.
Oh yeah.
Ziggler looks so like he's like one-sided. Like
I apologize for being on my phone. I was
Dick.
helping. No, it's Kentucky Derby Day.
Okay.
I had to make sure the horse that I liked, Honor AP, he's gonna win the race. I wanted to make sure everything was as Eddie Kingston would do, taken care of.
Goddamn coaches gambling while we're doing a show.
What Wait, what number is Honor AP's? He's 17.
Here we go. Here we go. Just turn into Uncle Sal's podcast.
1 right now.
What?
8-1. He was morning line 5-1. The favorite is Tis the Law.
Right, but I know what number of horses is he in the?
I believe he's. I just bet him by name. With this guy, but he's 8-1. What's that? I was. If it wasn't professional wrestling for me, I was at the racetrack. Seriously, from about 8-14.
The horse names that come up. I'm gonna have
Rich people and edibles. That's who names the horses.
I'm gonna have a horse named Yam Bags. How about that?
Oh, you want something real weird?
Please, oh my God, please.
You want something? Oh, I'll take
Yam
it
Bags
one more
coming around the corner.
I'll take it one more than Yam Bags. So when I lived in Louisville, we went out to Lexington for the they have like a big convention of basically rich people getting together, and like these are the horses that I have, and you can buy into this one for so much or this. But the breeding process, they have like the male horse, they have this guy in like hockey goalie pads wheel in this fake female horse so it can like mount it, and then they pull that fake horse out and they bring in the female horse. But it's like, I wish they would have done it on like Dirty Jobs or something, because this guy's in like hockey goalie pads having to get the real live horse and the other one to,
So now that the show's gone completely off the rails. So
I'm just saying,
you mean to tell me they make a fleshlight for horses?
Yes, that's, I was going to use that word, but it's literally like they wheeled it out. They wheeled this thing out and they pull it out, and the horse is up there. He's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. They're like, "Bring in the real one." And then the guy with the hockey pads was like running out. The real.
You're gonna watch Jackass.
I know it's.
We've gone from talking about the story from Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Hold on, fellas. I got to run in. My daughter, she wants to know when the show's over because I got to go take her to her friend's house. Can I get her a time check?
We have.
How long?
This match and the next match. That's it.
An hour.
Yeah.
Hour and 2 minutes.
An hour and 2 minutes.
You suck.
Wow. You suck.
Everything else.
Okay, love you, babe.
That was an awfully wholesome moment for what I'm getting ready to say. So we've gone from the story of Tommy Wildfire Rich winning the NWA title and the extenuating circumstances of it, and now we're giving horses handies on this show. I don't. This is not what I envisioned when I imagined this show.
Off the rails.
The more off the rails, the better.
I think we should just call the show Off the Rails.
Let's consider that title reign orifice induced. That's what I'm gonna call that era. How many days was that era? Like what you say, 10 days, a week and 3?
Yeah, it was 10 days. We should call this show Orifice Induced.
Yeah, orifice induced was that 10 days. It was massive.
It's not true, Coach.
Hey, and I know for those 10 days, somebody popped.
Oh Lord!
I just noticed Austin just did a pop-up powerbomb.
He did. So people forget before Austin got hurt, here specifically, but his knee injuries obviously led to it too. Just 3 years before this match, he's having tear down the house matches with Ricky Steamboat. Like Austin could go in the ring before the injuries caught up to him.
I liked Austin's wrestling in WCW.
He was tremendous.
Like him in WWF at all.
All you listeners out there, or if you're watching, if you've never seen Steve Austin in WCW, do yourself a favor. Go back and watch him because he is incredible. Again, Ricky Steamboat.
That was
his work with the Hollywood Blondes, his work against Brian Pillman, his work with the Dangerous Alliance. He was amazing.
All right, that was my pick for I was going to pick Rosie's match, but we got to pick the bonus podcast for WHW. I didn't even talk to Coach about what he picked, but I knew he was coming up. And then I listened to his episode, and he picks Brett and Austin from WrestleMania 13. I'm like, well, there goes that. So, but it did force me to go out and look for a match. And I found that WCW All-Nighter that's hidden on the network. And they count down the 10 greatest Clash of the Champions. I think it was 94 going into 95 of, it's 6 hours long, by the way, but it's fantastic with some of the stuff. It's from the Omni Hotel, and it's Gordon Soley, Bobby the Brain, Zbyszko, Dusty, Mean Gene, and Shivani. Did I say Bobby the Brain?
You did.
And then there, yeah. And number 10 on the list is from Clash of the Champions 24 from like Cedar Rapids, Iowa or something like that. And it's Austin versus Steamboat for the
United States title.
And it is absolutely...
Was it for the TV title or the U.S. title?
U.S. title.
Okay.
That is what I meant.
And Austin and Dustin Rhodes from early 90s. Man.
Yeah.
Ugh. I can't remember what show. I think it might have been one of Shivani's shows I was watching. But they had the old WCW Top 10.
Yes.
And I want to say it was like WrestleFest 91 or 92 or something like that. And they're going through the top 10. I remember Austin was number 4. So at the time I was like, oh shit, they had plans for Austin. And that's the thing, like, and I know the leadership was in flux at WCW at the time, but like, again, another what if. What if in 94 Austin is promised the feud with Ric Flair for the world title and doesn't leave for ECW, well, essentially doesn't throw a fit and get fired by FedEx by Eric Bischoff, and he stays in WCW and becomes a player as Stunning Steve Austin, and Stone Cold never comes to be.
The only thing that I know is that did not help with his knee or his neck injuries. Do you ever hear about that story about Harley Race giving him his like own personal traction with a towel? He had him lay down it was on Steve Austin's podcast, and Harley's like, hey kid, come here. And he had him lay face first on like a trainer's table, and he just rolled a towel. He's like, I'll fix your neck. And he like did it like you'd snap somebody with a towel, and he pulls it. He's got it around like Steve's like temple, and he pulls it, and he said it was just like 5 straight seconds of electric shock going through his toes, through his fingers, through everything. So it's like, I wonder what he could have had that, but his injuries, it's amazing he even.
Look at that DDT.
Did. Speaking of injuries, has anybody watched the David Arquette thing yet?
No, I haven't watched. I'm going to though.
I have it. I have not watched it yet, but I have it. I bought it.
I'm gonna tell you how much I hated David Arquette and when exactly I turned the corner. Because I love him now. I hated him in 2000. I despised him in 2000, but I love him now. And I will tell you when I turned the corner.
Which was?
I don't know if you guys remember the show on the network called Legends of Wrestling, the Roundtable show.
Oh yeah.
Let me have a sip of beverage first.
Have you ever worked with him, Karl Arquette?
Not one. No, I've never interviewed him. I've been at the same show as him, but I've not. He was there at Championship Wrestling No, that was. He didn't take on RJ City that time. He was taking on. But yeah, I've been in the same area as him, but not. Lauren sat next to him, front row to Monday Night Raw in Atlanta. It's a random story.
Our Lauren?
Yeah. How crazy is that? It's like weird, yeah. Like a weird.
So I was super into tradition and who was the champion back in the day.
I'm with you on that one. Yep.
And I had given up on WCW. So there was three separate events that killed me on WCW. So I used to watch WCW all the way through live, and I would record Raw and watch Raw on Tuesday. So the first event, I stopped watching Nitro live, and I wouldn't tape it. I'd watch the replay. The second event, I stopped watching it almost altogether. I'd catch just glimpses of it. The third event, I stopped watching it entirely. So the first event that made me stop watching it live was Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
I never watched Nitro live again. No, I lied. I'm sorry. The first event was them ruining Foley's title win on Nitro.
Yeah, that didn't bother me.
That was the first
event. Made me want to watch that more.
Well, again, I was a Foley guy, so that pissed me off. 2 was Oklahoma. The third that I stopped watching WCW altogether was Arquette winning the title. I hated him for it. Hated him. I didn't understand how wrestling worked back then. Why is he here? Why is he even in this position? Like, I knew they were promoting the movie, but why would he even agree to do this? And then I watched Lens of Wrestling, the Roundtable show on the network, and it was on celebrities, and it was DDP, Roddy Piper. I want to say Jim Ross was hosting. I can't remember the other two. But DDP went off about it because it was, it's essentially 4 WWE guys in DDP, and they're just shitting on him for Malone and Rodman and Jay Leno. Well, they got to Arquette and DDP just went off.
No, JR. Whoa.
Get your shit
JR
goes
Here it comes.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Karl, you're dead on camera right now.
Sorry, my.
But they're shitting on DDP hard over this, and they said that when they came to we just missed the pile driver. Damn it!
I popped.
I said here it comes.
Yeah.
I was too busy watching Karl fumble his mic around.
The stupid 17-year-old me had no idea that the guy was hurt.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you don't think of that at the time.
Wasn't it miscommunication?
This is very uncomfortable. Why they didn't.
Well, again, and Austin made up a good point. Austin brought up a good point. He can't lose this match because then he has to kiss Owen Hart's ass.
When that paralysis, I mean, like that. I just don't know how he's even able to move with it. Suffered a stinger. He broke his. I'm looking at the closed captioning. I forgot. 1 second here.
See now.
Bottom line. Fucking big yam bag under that.
Oh
package.
Yeah, Austin's
yam
legit.
Bag, massive.
We all knew after this match, Austin's bona fide. He's legit.
But
to make matters worse, when Owen kicks out, he lands on Austin's head.
I just thought, even me, I was like, fuck, that was a terrible finish. And I was in my 20s.
How I felt.
Well, Austin even says it's the worst roll-up in history.
But can I be honest? Owen made it look good when he did this.
The sad part is, up until that tombstone,
it was a good match.
This match was going to be an all-timer.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
Yeah.
What did Mel say with this one?
Who cares? But so my whole Arquette thing was DDP goes off on this Legends of Wrestling show, and he starts to say things I didn't know. So Arquette did not want to win the title. He fought it tooth and nail that day. And they just were like, no, this is what we're doing. So just sack up and do it. So then the next pay-per-view after that, I can't remember which WCW pay-per-view it was, but when he lost the title he turned on DDP and lost it to Jarrett.
Was that in the cage?
The triple cage, the Ready to Rumble cage.
Yeah.
He gave his payout from that pay-per-view to Brian Pillman's wife.
Oh, yeah, I'd heard him say that. I listened to Eric's. Eric had him on his thing. I listened to that, yeah.
But DDP had said that in that Legends of Wrestling show in like 2006 or 05, whenever it was. So once I heard those things, and I was like, all right, maybe I had this guy tapped wrong. And by this point, you know, I'm 20, 21, 22 years old. You know, I'm starting to understand how this shit works a little bit. So maybe I had Arquette wrong. And now I know over the years, I definitely had Arquette. Like, the dude legitimately loves wrestling. He never wanted to be world champion, ever. And, you know, he used it for good. Like, he had a pay-per-view.
Here it comes.
Where he main evented. Oh, man.
Oh.
And he gave his payoff to Brian Pillman's wife. So I got nothing but good things to say about David Arquette.
This documentary then will really put things into a whole different light. That's all I could say. Yeah. I mean, like, no spoilers, but I'm telling you, it is a must.
Well, when I heard he was wrestling, 2 years ago, he wrestled RJ City?
That'd be correct.
Yeah. And when I first heard that, I was like, this son of a bitch, he's back. I love it. Like, I was super excited for him. I was hoping that everything went well.
You see where the glass cut his jugular?
Yes.
Oof.
It reminded me of JBL and Eddie. First thing.
Is that in the documentary?
Say whether it is or isn't, but you can find it. It's not going to spoil it if you go and you look it up. Of him he takes a light bulb and it just catches him like right, and it's like you can't. It's like you were saying, like Frank, we were talking about it. Your femoral, that's what Sean Taylor got shot in and bled out from that. Your femoral is that big.
Yeah.
And so
allow me to be the first guy to say this to all the independent wrestlers out there. Let me get close to my camera so the impact's good. Stop it with the light tube bullshit already.
Wow.
Yes.
You guys are going to kill yourselves. And it's not even because I think it's dumb. You guys are going to kill yourselves. Stop it.
That
Stop doing it.
Kicking in.
I'm on my fourth cocktail, so I just saw another one where like the guy had like a cable reel full of light tubes and was just like, stop it. Stop it.
The Vice documentary, the ones that don't get noticed, did anybody watch the series? It's like The Wrestlers, and they took a different topic each time on Vice. They did one on how it was tough for Ray Phoenix going back and forth between the border. Another one was on DDT in Japan. Mm-hmm. They did. There was a whole series. If you go on the Vice app, Dark Side of the Ring, don't get me wrong, is amazing. But these individual topics that are more human side of things of like, they'll take a promotion. And if you've never seen DDT, if anybody hasn't seen it, I didn't know I knew that they did like the wrestling of the blow up dolls, and they did the Invisible Man wrestling type of thing. But that one I cannot recommend some of those enough. There was a couple that kind of lagged, but the one that started was before they did the series. They did it again. They did it on CZW. And I don't know how the human body survives. Like the roofing tile, or what is that called? A roofing, whatever holds your roof together is truly just
tar.
Yeah, it's got the spikes in it, right?
Yeah, it's like asphalty feeling.
Yeah, and it's like a square stamp of spikes, and the guy.
You're talking about what holds the trusses together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I dabbled in construction when I was younger.
There's matches with that? I gotta check that out.
Some of that shit's just silly. Like, why? Why are we doing this?
See it once.
We don't.
Oh, look at these kids in the background. Jerry Lawler, what are you telling those kids? You got a sister?
Oh, wow.
See
Coach
those
Rosie coming in hot today.
kids? They're pointing them out to the cops. Hey, here he is, the guy that messes me in the toilet.
No, we were hanging out at the Neverland Ranch, and then.
Oh my God, you guys!
Oh, jeez.
What is with you guys in Lawler?
No.
Oh,
He was acquitted.
Acquitted. No, he was. He got Miss Kitty and I don't know who else.
Several others, I'm sure.
Give me a call.
He's scouting.
They were waving to Jim Barnett.
Oh,
Wow.
little callback there.
Licking it away, the guy goes, Jim Barnett's better than you. And the little kid in black walked away.
Is that Kazarni?
Because
JR, look at him. Even him, his eye is just up like, come on, Jerry. It wasn't Bell's fault.
So here we go. This is Bret Hart, The Undertaker, with special guest referee Shawn Michaels.
Remember, this is after the Hogan must pose era and is now the Shawn must strip era.
Yes. And also, keep this in mind, this match, not 5 stars.
guy again.
Yeah, that's
I don't
super
know
fan.
how this.
So I know
Somebody-
the black-haired guy, the black long-haired guy with the goatee, I want to say Conrad said his name was, or what he was known as was Igor.
Or what? Isn't that the same? It's not the same guy from ECW, Faith No
yes,
More
it
guy.
is the same guy.
Yeah, okay,
The
yeah.
Faith
it's
No More guy.
More guy, yeah.
I can't remember the blonde-haired guy's name. He's got one. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, Igor and the Faith No More guy are the same dude.
God, I hated Bret Hart. I still kind of.
I didn't like this character, Bret Hart, for obvious reasons, but I mean, I fucking loved his work. He
How
was
much for-
so goddamn good.
If you knew that they were authentic, like all the way through, signed shades that he gave to a kid that were like up on eBay, what do you think those go for right now? Those
Only
gotta
because I'm sure most of them are either broken or damaged by if they were mint. Are we talking about personalized or not Just
I feel
autographed?
like that's the thing, because he personalized each city you went to. You'd be like, you know,
Well,
Cleveland.
personalized a city and a name's different.
Because if you had one that said like okay, let's say there's no name on there, but it was like Indianapolis, Market Square Arena.
Because if he says the city, that's a way of authenticating the signature and where they came from.
Right.
So I would say no name, but just the signature glasses, only because of how many are probably left in rotation or how few.
It's got to be through the roof, right?
I'd say $300, $400.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I go above. I wonder if Conrad has that. Has he shown that off in his collection?
Brett's glasses?
Yeah, like a
Not that I've
real
seen.
pair.
Not that I've
I
seen.
never liked them. I never liked that style.
I didn't like Bret Hart as a character, but I loved his work. Loved it.
See, I did not. I was too young to go home, bro. Man, they really have. I forgot. This was really hot. They just did not.
They did. It was
Red hot.
just watching the Raw before this angle was so hot. It was crazy.
How about Wrestling with Shadows?
That
I
was
have the
good.
VHS copy of it. Underrated documentary.
It's a yeah. I mean, I've seen Beyond the Mat.
Well,
like
let me say, Wrestling with Shadows is famous for all the wrong reasons.
Well, the Beyond the Mat's good for one thing. He's gonna puke.
He's got a puke. He's got a puke.
That was good, Karl.
You get sick, huh? When he's
I'm
like,
not
look,
booked. I'm not booked.
Dennis Stamp.
I'm
He's
not
a
booked.
legend. Dennis Stamp. Terry, I only do the main event, Terry. You know that.
I'm not booked, but may get you to refer something.
I only do the main event, Terry. You know that.
He was supposed to be right one of Lawler's knights.
Dennis
And
Stamp?
No,
I
Funk.
wish.
Funk was supposed to be
Yes, his horse got sick.
My horse.
My horse, Bruce.
My horse. I don't know where Jim Barnett stops and Terry Funk starts.
My favorite. So for obvious reasons, January 4th, 1999 is my favorite Monday Night Raw ever.
Oh yeah.
Foley wins the title. Austin comes back. But the best part is after Foley wins, the whole corporation standing at the stage, on top of the stage, and Foley's doing his Yo Adrian, and this one's, for you, Dewey, and his daughter. I can't remember the daughter's name off the top of my head.
Noelle, she's smoking.
She's a smoke show. But they cut back to Vince. He goes, "That makes me want to puke."
Well, I hope Noelle's not with that. I think he's
Frank the Clown?
Yeah,
Frank the Clown.
Noelle, I would literally do naked cartwheels with.
Okay. That got weird. Frank the Clown is a fucking clown, by the way.
To me, is I remember Noelle in Beyond the Mat, right?
Yeah.
Like when she, and so it's
And
hard
Dewey.
for me. Yeah, exactly. So it's hard for me to look at her that way, even though she is drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, she's a smoke show.
Was it Mick's idea to film his family during that movie, or was it the director?
I think it was the director.
I like Jake Roberts in that where he's like,
pissing in a
Oh,
bucket.
is this shit?
Oh,
Chocolate or something?
like he's like right in the middle.
Dude, Jake was such a fucking stud in the early 90s. And to watch him in that show, and then even worse, watching him in the resurrection of Jake the Snake in the beginning. Holy Lord. Like, it was so sad.
I'm happy he's healthy again.
Yeah, I'm too. Scott Hall as well.
Yeah.
DDP does not get his credit. And what is with the people who say DDP is a self-centered guy? I don't understand it. Because he's never put you over, you hate him? I don't get it. Like Mark Madden. He calls him DD Me. What are you talking about? Jake Roberts lives at his house.
Okay, real quick, is Mark Madden still around?
Oh, yeah.
Somewhat.
He still has his own wrestling show.
AEW.
Did anybody catch that in the latest or not the latest one, but one of the more recent ones where they watched that Nitro? It was the watch along Nitro of the Arn Kevin, and they do a 1-900 collect or something, like Mark Madden's on the road in Wisconsin, and it's like a bit.
No, that wasn't Madden. That was
that was Lee Marshall.
Lee Marshall.
Lee Marshall, that's my bad. I got two. Got my line.
Mark Madden was the one that did commentary on Hawaiian shirts.
Right.
Kick his ass.
How badass was 1997 Undertaker?
Oh, yeah.
I like the Ministry one too. Like the
Ministry one does not get enough love, for sure.
where he was like,
waiting for it.
"Oh, my dog's making her debut."
Hey, run in by the dog.
What's his or her name?
I said, does dog have a name?
Oh, I love that figure.
At the WrestleMania 30.
Is that the WrestleMania 30?
Who knows? I got it at a flea market for $1. I liked it. I don't care if they're in pristine condition. I just buy them.
Wait a minute. Does that mean I can open Kenny?
No.
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 Do they
I
come
will
with
hop
anything?
through this camera and beat your ass.
AEW one's in the box. No.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
You
Motherfucker.
guys watch the Toys That Made Us on the wrestling figures?
Yeah.
It's good.
So good.
I gotta watch it.
I just got done watching the High Score documentary on Netflix.
Yeah,
Video.
I'm still getting through it. I love it.
So
I
good.
absolutely love
So
everything
good.
about it.
How
Well, I
about
like
I wish I could tell you
Mitchell.
express to you the disappointment on my wife's face when I could instantly name the game they were describing in the beginning of the show. They're talking about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
It's like, you are such a fucking dork.
Fistful of Quarters, the Billy Mitchell. That one is just, I love that one so much. The Donkey Kong
Yeah.
tournament,
Yeah.
Billy Mitchell's.
Oh,
Would you
These
guys rather
three-
be my age at 46 and have experienced the 80s during the video arcade days and all that? And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
Born in the 80s for 2 months. That's it.
These three programmers got together and they started to make an in-flight game with Gates. They're talking about Star Fox. That's Star Fox. I know it already.
My favorite N64 game is Star Fox.
That was not the original, though. They were talking about the original for Super Nintendo.
I know. I never liked
That was the
How
first
do
one that
you
had a 3D chip.
for-
I was a Metroid or what? Yeah, Metroid guy. That was the game.
Dude, let me see what I got down here.
We are
for you.
nerding the fuck out right now, by the way.
Let me see what I got down.
Yeah, I don't touch that shit now. I am gonna get
Oh, I do.
WWE Battleground for Xbox next week.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah,
go
I've
play.
been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto and the new Madden. That's pretty much.
Have you
what I'm
guys seen the guy on Twitter? And I wish I could remember his handle off the top of my head. But he uses WWE 2K19 to recreate WCW from like 97.
Yeah. That's why I want to get 2K19 again.
He
He's
just remade the Halloween Havoc 97 set perfectly. And it's
yeah.
fucking tremendous.
How is it? It's all there. As
Here, I got to find it on Twitter. I think it's called the WCW Project.
Yeah.
It's
WCW
so goddamn
Project.
good.
You sure it's not a playable set, or he just recreated the set? You
No,
can make your own set for
so what he
that?
does, he creates it, and then he makes it available to download. But as of right now, he's actually trying to make a game that's WWE 2K19, the engine for it, but it's going to be all like 1997 WCW. So like Eddie
Oh,
Guerrero,
man.
Psychosis, all the sets.
That would be so.
Let me see if I can find it here.
He did amazing work with Warrior.
He does, yeah. This dude's unbelievable. Let me see if I can find him real quick.
So I just want to say that was a hell of a series between Taker and Brett with the punching series in the corner.
So this is his cover art idea for a game. I'm gonna keep talking so you can see it on my screen.
Oh God, that'd be
Oh, man.
So that's essentially the WCW roster from like 97, 98.
That's rad.
So now I'm gonna find the his Halloween Havoc. It's by the way, it's the WCW project at NWO_12345 on Twitter. So here's his Halloween Havoc 1997 creation.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my God.
fucking bad. It's even got the Slim Jim ring posts. It's legit. Like this
How the
dude
hell?
is incredible. Actually, one of my replies to his post, I think that picture was, "I wish I knew how to do shit like that."
Fortunately, I don't have a time of day to do stuff like that.
Well, I mean that's true, but I mean even
Yeah.
if because this dude's been at it for some time, obviously. I mean that's
Carl,
to
you
recreate
got
the Halloween
some
Havoc '97 set is.
I just grabbed what I could and what I could carry. This game a lot harder than people remember. Mario Golf.
Golf.
It was really tough. I went back and played it hard.
Gotta have WWF
I
No
can
Mercy.
play this until my thumbs bleed. Revenge.
Oh yeah, Revenge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an all-timer. The only wrestling game for 64 I don't have is World Tour.
Oh, I don't have that one.
This is definitely above Star Fox. I put tell you that
Of
much.
course.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first of its
Except
kind.
when somebody's a dick, plays Odd Job with golden guns, you're getting shot in the knee.
No. You play as Odd Job slap only.
Oh, that one's even worse. Oh, that
You just chop people in the dick like this. You just chop them in the dick.
I know this is Cruising
USA?
And it's not Cruising USA. I think it's Cruising Universe.
Cruising World?
Cruising World. Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe
As
it's.
far as I know, there's only two, Cruising USA and Cruising World.
There's Cruising Exotica, I think, too.
Don't you mouth off to me.
I know it's. I'm saving this. Wave Race came with it. I remember that. But then,
Wave Race.
Wave Race. But here we go. This is actually when WWE games got actually.
They were good.
They weren't terrible.
They were
WrestleMania
amazing.
2000.
We got Zero Mercy.
That was my game.
So No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. Which one are you picking?
And
No
that's the other
Mercy.
one they got.
No
WrestleMania
Mercy.
2000.
Mercy.
No Mercy.
For me.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
better wait. No Mercy is like way better.
What do
So
I have?
I think I had to go No Mercy also.
Yeah.
Obviously Mario Kart N64.
Solid.
That game's tough. It's not as easy. SNES Mario Kart's very hard.
Yes. So we were talking about this off air before the show started. My collection of wrestling games, video games. The only PlayStation video game I'm missing for PlayStation 1 is WCW Backstage Assault.
Okay,
terrible.
that game I love.
The game is the shits, but I still want to have it just to complete the collection.
It's terrible, but I love it.
It's the worst video game ever.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a fucking ring. It's a wrestling game.
It's all
There's
backstage.
no ring. But I do have WWF Royal Rumble for Dreamcast.
Oh my
I
lord!
hated that game too.
And
Did you like that game?
That sounds insignificant to a
It's
lot of
not.
people who may not know about it. That was the first game that was 6 players on one screen.
I thought it was more than 6 players.
Well, the Royal Rumble,
Yeah, the Royal Rumble.
you
Yeah.
could have more than 6 as long as you were playing alone.
Yeah.
It had 6 multiplayers on the same screen. And they may sound insignificant, but you need to remember, up until that point, you couldn't have more than 4 players on the screen whatsoever before that.
Yeah.
Tag matches, that was it. And Fatal 4-Ways. This had 6 multiplayers on the same screen, and then you could have a full Royal Rumble match, as long as you were the only player.
Yeah.
The Sega Dreamcast, I've had this discussion with many fellow gaming nerds. The Sega Dreamcast is like the beta tape of our generation.
You remember Jaguar 64?
Yes.
Yeah.
Had they advertised the Dreamcast better, and their biggest issue when they launched, their feature title was Crazy Taxi.
Oh my gosh!
No
that's
disrespect to Crazy
That
Taxi, you can't
controller
launch
was
that as your feature.
that controller was like the size of.
Well, hold on, I have one. So let me get up
I gotta see this. Yeah.
because I have a Dreamcast. I gotta take my
It
headset
had
off
a
for a second.
removable cartridge in the middle too. It's all I remember is that it had that
Dreamcast was way ahead of its time.
way ahead. It was like Sega CD.
5 minutes till post time in the dirt.
5 minutes till yeah, I'm kind of.
You got a phone or an extra screen, 5 minutes NBC.
All right, so
My horse is 16.
I need to unwrap it. But here is my Dreamcast
Oh
remote
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that controller was.
with
Virtual memory card.
the
That virtual
removable
memory card
virtual
was such
memory
a big
unit.
deal. Such a big
If
deal.
I can get it out of the slot, which is what she said.
There it is.
Man, I guess I haven't removed this in a while. I can't get it out.
NFL 2K, the games on there I used to love.
How about Blitz? Yeah.
How about all the
Alright.
hate for Madden 21 already? It just released like 3 days ago.
What's
I
the
bought
hate?
it
I love
yesterday.
it.
And people
I
are
like it.
shitting on it. Because it's the
Okay.
same game. It's
Did
the
you
same
see
game.
the Bills? Bills had a big signing today. Did you see that?
No, who?
There we go. My
Something-
Dreamcast VMU unit
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
with its
What does
own
that thing?
button and D-pad.
It was like
A
a
virtual memory
Digimon.
card.
It was like a freaking.
So there were games for background of this, why this has a screen on it. This is your memory card. There were games you could actually remove this. Like if you're going to leave the house for several days, you could remove this card. And there were aspects of the game you could play on the card to continue your story.
Wow.
And so
It's actually genius.
Trey White. They upped his
Oh, they
deal. or
re-signed
something?
them. They
Yeah,
re-signed them.
4 years. 4 years, $70 million.
Great.
It's the fucking Bills. Nobody cares.
Well, Antonio does.
You're gonna win the division.
Would you say that about the Titans? Yeah, you probably would.
Yeah, I probably would.
I don't
So-
know against the Titans. They eliminated the Patriots this year. I was happy.
Hey, do you guys remember Eddie George?
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Hate him.
that
Ohio
was Jersey.
beat me in the 1997 Rose Bowl my senior year at Arizona State. David Boston, Joe Germain. I hate Ohio State.
God, I forgot about this.
I have a Bruce Matthews Houston Oilers jersey.
I do. Well, I have a Bruce Matthews Titans jersey with the Hall of Fame patch on it.
Well, we never talked about this. So I actually collect
Hey,
old jerseys.
hey, here it comes. Look
Paul
up.
Bear.
Paul Bear is out to ringside, blonde Paul Bear. And I have a Thurman Thomas Bills jersey from '94.
That's
Right.
insane right there.
So I collect old jerseys. I have over 45, and 24 of them are the NFL. I'm trying to collect one from each team.
Oh, there's a site somewhere you go start collecting like the different leagues.
Yeah.
Like these lesser known leagues, like the old NFL. What was it USFL?
USFL. I want a Memphis Showboats. Yeah.
There are some solid USFL, XFL jerseys that.
Yeah, I got the New York Guardians jersey.
That would be great. Like to have the "He Hate Me" jersey, I think would be tremendous right now.
I have a Chicago Enforcers.
Guardians had a legit logo. That was a cool. Yeah, I liked some of the logos that they had going.
That was the thing when the XFL first debuted in 2000. There wasn't any specific uniform. Like that's fucking stupid. They were all like good.
Frank, which one did you like? Frank, which XFL jersey or color or logo? Didn't you say you were Enforcers?
Yeah, I like the Chicago Enforcers.
Yeah, Chicago had a solid
one was kind of cool, I thought.
Memphis Maniacs was underrated. I like that one.
Well, they had to change. Do you remember they had to change their name?
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Because Maniacs was insensitive.
Oh, wow.
It was under the...
That happened.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if when that agreement came down, I don't know if there was actually enough time for them to change their name, but they were supposed to.
Hey, somebody just did a run-in in Frank's room. And
my buddy's over. We're ready. We're going to watch AEW.
We just saw a dong in Frank's room run by.
No, we have a wagging tail.
That's my dog Bella. My daughter's over here. I got a whole thing going.
Yeah, we got a whole thing going. It's a picnic.
How old's your daughter?
10.
10. Okay, mine's 11. They'll have fun meeting each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys, I can't wait to meet each other. I'm so goddamn excited.
Yeah.
That's why I was stoked for Low Key Big Hug, but it's better kind of, it's almost like now you look at it, like we were talking about domino effect. It's good that we're like actually getting to know each other instead of like that awkward first day of like, so where are you from? What are you, it'll be cool when we actually have these things.
Yeah.
So I was having this discussion with Lauren like a week or two ago. How many top guys do you think there are? Because I don't know the answer to that.
Well, we talked about that there was a cap, but there's no longer, right?
He opens it and closes it.
I waited. That's why I did my push. My push is the tier before, right?
Yeah.
And really, that's
and then two twos before that.
I did my push because I was like, I'm gonna sleep on this $99 thing, and when I went to it, they had sold it out. So I think,
what's the difference? I've always been day one. I signed up the first day. What's the
live event? Well, you get tickets to like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like the main perk for me was the get together.
The get together and the live events. Yeah,
that was mine.
Free tickets to what is it? Like a show like
in your area.
Show, and then there's supposed to be two gatherings: one in Atlanta, one in Nashville, right?
Yep.
And then you're supposed to get comp tickets to some wrestling show. What is that guy wearing? Again, that super fan. What is he wearing?
And then there's the Huntsville.
And then now that's
Slam-a-lama Ding Dong.
Right, which is different than, or is that? Are we talking Low Key Big Hog? Because
it's on Top Guys too.
Okay, because
there's a Huntsville together for that too.
And I'm on AFS.
I think I'm not a Low Key Big Hog. I told you and Coach this. Once I get my new job, I will be. But I think that Low Key Big Hog and Top Guy are just slowly merging into each other.
Yeah, that's why I kind of downgraded on.
I hope so. I'm tired of paying $150 because I'm paying $99 and $69.
Yeah, I think they're slowly just becoming one, which would make sense. I mean, if you want to have a special tier just for Tony's stuff, I get that. But
yeah, how come Tony's got his own, but Eric doesn't have his, or Bruce? Like
Eric didn't do extra stuff until recently.
But does he have his own?
No. He did. That's how I got in, because I was on Eric's Patreon page.
Huh.
But he didn't start doing his own online stuff until recently. Well, he did it. He had a Twitch thing for a while, and then he stopped doing it.
Right. And he does that post show with that, or does he still do the post show with that girl?
I don't think he does.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I want to take over Eric's post show. I think we could have fun. It's just so bizarre. I mean, in 2000, 2000, 99, 2000, 01, I goddamn hated Eric Bischoff. Hated him. Like, legit, not as a wrestling character. I hated him. And now, like, he's my favorite guy in wrestling. I love Bischoff.
He's very introspective. My favorite thing he said in the past month was still, what I don't know is the most powerful thing, because if I don't know it, I can just research it, look it up. But, like, not knowing is, like, he was talking about, he was getting back to Mr. Perfect making or Kurt Hennig making the turn on the Four Horsemen. I can't remember which episode it was, but it was roughly 3 weeks ago, I want to say. But he said that, I was like, wow, it's actually kind of like simple.
Actually, I want to say he was discussing Hog Wild 97, and he did that.
It was. You're right.
It just led into War Games that year.
Yep. They are in the getting them in the gates there, Rosie.
About to pop. They're loading in the gate.
All right, we have 18 minutes to go here on SummerSlam 97. We still have 18 minutes to go.
This match is great, but long.
It doesn't seem like it was this long. But and you know what? I love Shawn Michaels as an agent in NXT, but watching this match back, that dude could have been a referee. He legit could have been a ref.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
And they're off.
Oh, you guys talking about the Derby? No one cares. I thought you were talking about AEW.
Hey, you were right, Rosie. He did cut him in. He cut in way far from the far post.
I told you. That's all right. I want to 16 back there. He's a closer. Comes out of the clouds.
Meanwhile, a great match is going on.
Yeah, from horse racing while 3 horses are in the ring right now. Well, actually, they're out of the ring, but
talking about what it cost each tier. I'm trying to recover it that way. I hustled for it.
I didn't realize they had spectators.
Is it full blown or is it like in sections?
Sections, but I thought it was going to be completely empty.
You can't have the Kentucky Derby empty.
Wow, they're going fast.
That'd be crazy.
They're really moving.
46-4. Man, he's cooking that horse. He's dead.
So if there was one wrestler from 1 year you could bring back now in today's environment, what year, what wrestler are you bringing back?
Wait, are they dead or alive?
Either.
Oh God.
Eddie Guerrero.
So let's narrow it down. Let's go 85 to 05. I think we're all going to have different answers.
Macho Man.
What year?
The Ricky Dragon, like the WrestleMania 3, 4,
87.
5. Yeah, that time.
Okay.
I'm not good with years.
So 87 Macho Man for Coach. Solid. Would have been one of my top 5. Antonio, what do you got?
About 2000, actually 04, 05, Eddie Guerrero.
Light cheating, still Eddie. Okay, Frank?
All right, this is going to be a little controversial. Please don't get me off the show for saying this, but probably 97 Chris Benoit.
Horseman Benoit?
Yeah.
Can't argue it. Can't argue it.
Okay. I really
Listen,
really
we're all wrestling fans. We can separate Chris's career from his ending. Like, we're adults here.
We shot in the Derby. Huge long shot in the Derby. There
Karl.
will be Triple Crown this year.
So
85 to 05, one wrestler, 1 year. Who you bringing back, alive or dead?
You got my answer.
Yep. So we have 87 Macho Man. We have Antonio. What was yours?
04, 05, Eddie Guerrero.
Light cheating, still Eddie. Frank was
4 Horsemen Chris Benoit.
That's right. 97 Benoit. Remind you, I'm on my 4th cocktail. Karl?
I'm gonna go 1990 Mr. Perfect.
Ooh, you son of a bitch.
Karl, you bastard. That's a
You
good
took mine. You prick.
That's a good one.
Probably what I had.
All right, I got to go with the new one.
That one could have been like, when he's doing those vignettes with the pool and the
Yes.
whole,
but just in ring. Oh.
Yeah, I think that one would have been just so universally intriguing for crossing many styles. And like, there's part of me that wants to say, like, Andre was never healthy. Like, he was never. I mean, like,
not that we saw.
And so it's like you would want to see that, and his mystique of. I'm not saying dying early leaves some kind of mystique, but it's like. Or not absence makes a heart grow fonder, but like we kind of seek what we can't have, and we don't know what we would have had long term in him. And Brian Pillman, same thing. It's like, had he been around for a long time, could he be still contributing to the business?
He's a prime example.
You know, yeah, he'd be up there.
So if I had to pick one wrestler. 1 year, and you just took mine. 87 Macho Man was my number 2.
Wow.
And I can't just like, oh yeah, I would have picked that one too. Like, even when my wife and I go to dinner, if she orders something that I want, I have to order something else. I can't eat. Yeah, I can't eat what somebody else is eating. So, man, that's tough.
Actually, I kind of agree with that a little bit. That's actually kind of a sneaky good, like, because you kind of want to taste what they have, but
yeah, and I have an excuse to. So,
sure.
I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to give you 2. So if I had to pick 2 wrestlers from 2 different years to bring back, underrated, in my opinion, under the radar, 1997 Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes.
Cutter was hot.
Yeah,
that's my
I
one.
love that DDP. You're talking about the DDP that beat Savage, right? Like,
yeah, the Savage, specifically the Savage DDP rivalry. My other under the radar, I think would do tremendous, because it'd be hyper controversial, but it would be the right kind of it'd make people talk and think. 1995 Goldust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It would be controversial, but the right controversy. If it gets people talking, and I don't mean, can you believe they did that shit talking, but what is right, what is wrong, talking, which Goldust, even 95 did that. But Goldust 95 in today's world, I think would be, if Goldust 95 was in AEW now, he'd be the headliner. There'd be no doubt. There'd be no one even close to him.
My sneaky, like, if I close my eyes and I, like, could see this guy making an entrance, and I'm not talking about bringing the shopping cart to the ring, WWE stuff.
I already know where you're going.
I'm talking 97, 98. If you closed your eyes and you saw AEW, not even All Out, but just like a Dynamite, and you saw him with a jean jacket around his waist and his arms out.
Yep.
Raven would be very interesting to see as an AEW grunge, Kurt Cobain-ish, kind of fringe type of guy.
Absolutely.
That would be up there. But pre-Demons, before all of that.
So actually, you're saying 95 ECW Raven.
Yeah, I guess that would be a better 95, 96. Yes. Yeah, I guess that would be better.
Some more.
I like the WCW, man.
He'd be
Just
bad.
I could see it.
Everything. He'd look like shit.
Yeah.
Great.
Raven?
Yeah, they doctor him up good with whatever the cosmetics they have now. Dude.
Yeah. Because
he looked great.
Dude, what was the top 3? Do you know what the top 3 was? Josh, of the race?
Yeah, it was 18, 17, and then I think it was either 5 or 6. The 16 finished 4th. My horse finished 4th.
I thought it was 9.
I'm no longer a top guy. I just blew. 1 month, you heard it here first. Start a GoFundMe. Coach,
it's already in the works, Coach. We got you covered.
Thank you.
So I'm trying to think now, because this is an interesting conversation we just had. I'm trying to think now a suitable feud for 1996 Raven to be in. I mean, we're assuming AEW because he wouldn't fit in WWE.
Darby Allin.
Oh,
Most depressing feud.
Would they be better in a feud, or would Raven in 96 and Darby be a tag team?
Better
No,
off.
I'd like to see them fuck each other up because they're daredevils.
You'd have to put Raven against somebody in the Dark Order too.
Who? Raven and Brody. I mean, let's just go to the top. Raven and Brody Lee would be tremendous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this is fun. All right, so let's stick with 96 ECW. Where are you putting Tommy Dreamer?
Oh my god!
A feud against somebody? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like who you? Who? Let's do Sandman. Let's do Tommy Dreamer. Let's do Taz.
Against somebody against today's
in AEW. Who you got? Like, who's the rivalry?
Tommy Dreamer and Sammy Guevara.
Okay, I didn't expect that. That's a good one. Tommy's ring psychology would get Sammy over in a heartbeat. So I'm in on that one. All right, so okay, let's do Sandman. 96 Sandman. Who you got? I only have one answer.
He's like Bush League softball to me. Like, I don't know. I get the draw, and the entrance, the music, all of that. The beer.
Oh, Sandman in the ring was the shits. He would admit that himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the persona is all that mattered. And to me, there's only one guy that 96 Sandman would work against. That's Moxley.
There you go. Yeah, I was just my buddy
here
just said Sandman and Moxley.
It's hard to find somebody here.
That leaves 96 Taz.
Brian Cage.
I was just gonna say 96 Taz and Brian Cage would be tremendous.
Actually, Jungle Boy.
Oh, that ain't bad either.
I'd love to see
Jungle Boy.
Bronson Reed.
Listen, I'll do you one better. 911 and Luchasaurus.
Oh, geez.
How about like Bronson Reed versus Taz? You guys seen him on NXT?
Yes, he's phenomenal.
Yeah,
NXT has got some studs on their roster right now.
Where do you guys put Peter Avalon in your rankings?
You know that he's
no
way up there for me.
What? You guys don't like the librarian, really? Peter's the shit out here in Arizona.
No, I'm good. I'm good on the librarians. Like, I like the people individually. I don't care for the gimmick. I'm good. Like Leva Bates is legit, but I just don't like that.
One of my favorite shirts I own, actually.
Or she was known in NXT was Blue Pants.
Oh, I could have. All right, there you go. I thought for a minute I thought you said Masturbates, and then
I said Leva Bates, which is her real name.
And then Blue Pants. Okay.
Blue Pants. It's actually on
managed
NXT.
the Vaudevillians for like one match. You remember that?
It's an underrated tag team, by the way.
Oh my! I loved
them.
Vaudevillians. Loved.
Oh, the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. Great shit. Good shit.
Good shit, pal.
Good shit, pal. So how over under? How much sleep is Bruce Pritchard getting every day? We'll go 3.5. We'll go 3.5. Over under? How much sleep is Bruce Pritchard getting? I'm gonna go start at 3.5.
Not to break in, but Clowney expected to sign with the Titans. That's right. Jadeveon Clowney is expected to sign with the Titans.
Did the Titans ever?
Finally.
Did the Titans have a 3-4?
Bitch.
Wow.
Oh.
Did the Titans have a 3-4?
I just got the pop up.
Yeah, I figured
they do. They do run the 3-4. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Face.
Oh,
there's the chair shot.
We just ran to the finish of this match as we're talking about the NFL and Leva Bates, and we got the 1, 2, 3. Bret Hart is your new WWF champion. Shawn Michaels is disgusted. He's like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of this guy in 2 months.
Yeah, I would say he walked out about as happy right here as he did at Survivor Series, or faked it at Survivor Series at least.
I got to give Shawn credit.
Oh, there's a
Series
trash.
97.
Yeah, okay, good.
I thought it was legit when he left, and now I know it wasn't. But
Here, look. Here's. Remember we were talking earlier about the junk in the ring or whatever. It's happening right here.
they're doing it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the finish of the Derby? What is?
I forgot how over Undertaker in '97 was.
Is there an
Because the
influence
year was
now?
really overshadowed by Austin, and then by Hart and Michaels. Dude, Undertaker was fucking over in '97.
Wow. He's got red hot heat, Bret Hart.
He does. Dude, go back and watch the Raw before this. His promo, they were throwing all kinds of shit at him. And he was wearing those mirrored circle shades like he was Van Hammer. So there we have it, folks. SummerSlam 97.
Unreal.
Somehow we still have 3 minutes to go. Gentlemen, closing thoughts on the show, even though we barely watched it.
I'm not gonna lie. One of my, I would say this is one of my. I'd put it in top 5 SummerSlams.
I would say my favorite's 92.
Yeah, I go. That's my top 5.
Second's probably 05, and then 3 is probably 97.
See, I go 89, 92.
Oh, 89's phenomenal.
89, 92. You got 97 in there.
Rock.
In 2002.
Is that 02? Yeah.
When Shawn comes back.
Another good
my
one.
favorite.
Another
Well,
good one.
my system is I only rank them individually. So I give it how many dunks. I have a 5 dunk system. So I'm going to give SummerSlam 1997 4 dunks.
Send me
I'm with
how
you on
many?
that, folks.
5.
Okay. Because really the only match we saw that I was like, I can do without this one is the Godwins and who are the I don't even remember who they faced.
LOD.
LOD. That's the only match I was like, I could do without that one.
I could have done without the
And the 91-minute giveaway $1 million shit.
I pretty much killed it.
Dude, that was a
And
killer
don't Frank, don't you lie to me. LOD or DOA and Los Boricuas was your favorite match. It was the first one you brought up.
Just because I brought it
Brought
up.
the show up.
That's a
Karl.
bathroom match.
Karl, closing
Frank-
thoughts for Karl.
So 89, it kind of stands alone to me as, I don't know why.
Was
It's
that
by nostalgia.
Hogan, Savage, and the Megabucks?
Zeus.
Oh, that was the Zeus one.
Zeus Savage.
That
Brutus the
chair
fucking Barber.
shot.
Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake. Okay, so that's okay. Savage and
Oh,
Zeus.
I
The
don't know.
no holds barred SummerSlam.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I would put this 2. Yeah, this is 2. If it wasn't for that, I don't know who's not thinking of things to think like, what if they don't pick up the phone? What if this drags on for 20 minutes?
Well, see,
What about-
remember the in your house give away a house thing?
That was brutal too. Yeah.
So they didn't learn from that.
No, they didn't. And but other than that, I think this is. You take that out, and sure, give me the crap matches in there. But yeah, 89 and this are going to be right there. So what would be next year? Would it be Minneapolis? Is that with Jesse the bodies?
So
of
next year is Highway to Hell.
That one was
Undertaker.
pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Highway to Hell was really kind of sneaky in there.
Well, just from the card standpoint, it's a solid. Antonio, closing thoughts of SummerSlam 1997 of the show in general.
I mean, to me, it was okay. I mean,
Okay.
It was okay.
You Dave Meltzer son of a bitch.
No, don't put that evil on me.
I just did. And I'll do it again.
Pancake his ass, Antonio.
No, well, there was matches I enjoyed. The main event. I don't know. It's like,
This show launched Austin 316
yeah, that match,
inadvertently, but it happened.
that would have been the match of the night if it wasn't for the injury.
Yeah, it might have been a match of the year had that not happened.
I wish the Brian Pillman match in Goldust was better than what it was.
The finish, they botched the shit out of that. But everything before that was great.
Yeah. But actually, yeah.
Match was
Other
the
than that,
best.
yeah. But like,
Well, I guess that's our review of SummerSlam 97. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week, how about this, guys? Since we did SummerSlam 97 this week, next week we do Road Wild 97, the answer to SummerSlam 97.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
yeah, you can do that.
I think so. They just did a show on it. It's timely. I think it's going to be phenomenal because this show was so bad. I think it's going to be fantastic. And here's what I should say. There were some phenomenal matches on the card for Road Wild 97. But for the most part, the execution was So next week,
What was the main in that?
Road Wild 97 would have been Hogan
Versus Lex again?
Hogan Lex. It was a week after. Yeah, it was 6 days after Lex won the title on Nitro. Hogan was trying to get it back.
Fantastic.
So that's your rematch is Road Wild 97. So
And do you want to pop a question in there for us to ponder over the week? Like you kind of hit us with that 85 to 95 wrestler. Give us a question that you want us to ponder over the 7 days, and maybe we can make a compelling argument.
All right. So since we're going to do Road Wild 97, let's do this. Let's say Hulk Hogan took everyone's advice and retired in 1994. What does Road Wild 97 look like? What's the main event? With no Hogan. There's never a Hogan in WCW. There's no NWO.
They'd be out of business.
Would they, though? Because Nash and Hall still leave. That
we
still
would
happens.
still count them as leaving, yeah.
Yeah, that still happens. So, I mean, there would have been an angle of some sort. It just wouldn't have been the NWO. So I'm not willing to say WCW's throwing in the towel by 97. So let's say Hogan never comes. Horsemen are still running strong. Nash and Hall still show up. The Giant's still there. Hennig's still there. What's the main event of Road Wild 97? No Hogan.
Dead or alive?
Savage is still there.
Okay.
Sting DDP.
I'm not going to argue that, but God damn it, Frank.
Right.
Save it for the show.
I got damn it. Damn it.
Dude, that's not a bad name for it, too. Save it for the show.
He's all excited about sound.
In trouble.
So we need to get ready for AEW All In.
Yep, I'm just doing it right now. That's what I'm
So
looking
let's
at.
mail it in for Karl Mandick, Frank Bruno, Antonio Santos, Coach Rosie. I'm TJ Stevens. Next week, Road Wild 97. Get ready. It's going to be unbelievable here on AdFreeShows.com.